I'm just an average man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, I pay the price. All I want is to be left alone in my average home. But why do I always feel like I'm in the twilight zone? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? When I come home at night, I bolt the door real tight. People call me on the phone. I'm trying to avoid, well, can the people on the TV see me, or am I just paranoid? When I'm in the shower, I'm afraid to wash my hair, because I might open my eyes and find someone standing there. People say I'm crazy, just a little touched, but maybe showers remind me of Psycho too much. That's why I always feel like somebody's watching me. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Who's watching me? I don't know anymore. Are the neighbors watching? Who's watching? Well, it's the mailman watching me. And I don't feel safe anymore. What a mess, I wonder. Who's watching me now? Who? The IRS? I always feel like somebody's watching Inverted World Live. Well, everybody. It is the night before Halloween, and here we are for our very special Halloween episode. A 3-hour live stream. We're going crazy today. We're so glad you're here. Look at it. Look at this room. Brandon went crazy. Brandon, there's a skeleton moving in the corner. Is he okay?
I'm pretty sure he does that sometimes.
Who are you?
I am Brando Inverted, your co-host and producer for Inverted World Live. Welcome to the Halloween special. We are happy to have you. Let's get weird. Shane.
We are about to bring on a very special guest, someone I think is one of the best ever. And before that, I just want to shout out everyone who's here, who's joining us. Shout out to the producer of this show, Brandon, who just made this room look so nice. And you guys, this is how hard we work. This morning, Alex, who you also know behind the scenes, used to sit in the chair over there, her computer literally exploded from working so hard on this show. And I thought she meant it metaphorically. But then she sent us a picture. It legit exploded. So when you're watching all the Inverted World Live clips, you just know that they're coming from an exploded computer. But let's get to our special guest. Let's bring her on. The one, the only, Drea de Matteo.
Hi.
Hi, Drea. How are you?
Am I here? Am I in here?
You are in here. What's up?
Hello. To you, Shane Cohen.
That's amazing.
This is all over my fucking house right now.
You're getting ready for Halloween, huh? You have a party?
It's a massive party. It's massive. It's psychotic. It's haunted. It's fucking... There's going to be so many ghosts here. You have no idea.
Real?
It's seance time.
Real ghosts, fake ghosts? What do you got going on?
We have the real deal here. This house is plentiful, but I'm so lucky because they protect me. But first of all, hi, Shane. How are you? It's good to see you.
Hi, Drea.
I like that you're wearing your fucking shades at night, bro.
Yes. Yeah. I need it. You should. This room is very bright, and we're going to be in here for 3 hours. I need some protection from the radiation that Brandon put in here. But it's great to see you, Drea. We're so glad you're here. And you live in a pretty spooky area. Let's talk about it. What's up with that amazing house of yours?
What's more spooky is, am I on this thing for 3 hours today?
Yeah, sorry. I told you 20 minutes, but you're actually on for 3 hours.
Okay, 3 hours? Who the fuck? You know what? I could talk for 3 hours. That's for sure. Wow, man.
Yeah, it's a marathon.
Okay, yeah, okay. Because I have to go and hook up. I wish you could see what's going on here outside, because I wish I could carry my computer around and take you for a tour.
That'd be amazing.
Because it is mayhem. I mean, it looks so fucking crazy outside. I cursed a lot. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to bleep me out.
No, you're good.
But Shane came to my house many years ago when a friend of ours came to sign me as a publicist. And Shane was in tow with Vanessa.
Yep.
And I think you came here mostly because you wanted to know about this area or something, or maybe that came after I started telling you.
It was so random because on the flight to LA, I was reading weird scenes from inside the canyon, all about Laurel Canyon and how the CIA infiltrated it. I was reading about the Mountain Overlook Observatory, and I didn't know I was going to be meeting you when I was flying out there. That just randomly happened. And then I find out through Vanessa, hey, I might be meeting Drea. You want to hitch along? I was like, sure, that sounds fun. No idea where we were going. And then I'm like, I'm driving by Mountain Look Observatory, which is owned by, I think, Jared Leto right now.
Yeah, I never knew that's what it was called, actually. Yeah. What's it called?
Mountain Look Observatory.
Mountain Look Observatory.
Yeah.
Okay, it's on Lookout Mount. Oh, no, that house is on Wonderland.
It's a huge facility.
I probably shouldn't say where. I probably shouldn't say anything.
Let's dox Jared Leto right now. Drea de Matteo doxes Jared Leto.
I don't know that he. I actually don't even know if he lives in it full time, but it's just a nice thing to acquire. I think it's like 15 acres actually.
It's huge.
And you're gonna see a ghost walking around behind me. There's Robbie.
What's up, Robbie?
He's pretending he's jerking off his beer bottle in the background while he's putting up lights.
That sounds like Robbie.
Is this a PG? Is this a R-rated or PG?
We're on the Disney network right now.
Okay, good.
There goes your Disney contract. But yeah, that was so random that I was there in Laurel Canyon. Now I'm inside this book I was reading, and you have you're around all this history, whether it's Hollywood history, CIA history, and ghost stories all over the place. So why don't you walk us through your house? You got a crazy history there, and you're surrounded by a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean, once I start, it'll go on and on. But I didn't know that book when you hit me to that book when you came here. When I moved in, it was really because I used to live at the Sunset Marquis Hotel down the street, another fucking haunted spot, and the Chateau Marmont is also in the same area. We're right up from the Sunset Strip, so the music history here was nuts. So when I moved into this house, well, I didn't know that it belonged to this lady. Look, I'll show you real quick because the book isn't. I didn't even notice it. Oh, it's right next to my Helter Skelter book, which is pretty appropriate. But so the house belonged to her.
Okay.
So this was left on my mantelpiece when I moved in by the previous owner, with a cryptic message about the house and hoping that it would bring me all of the things that it brought their family. That guy supposedly was one of the writers of Footloose. So the house was always a music house. That guy put the pool in the backyard and had a little music note on the step, and it said that music bought the pool. But before that, before he moved in, it was, I don't know what year he moved in, but this house is the notorious Mamas and the Papas house. Not necessarily that they were all in this house. They were not. Denny Doherty of the Mamas and the Papas, he, now I didn't know any of this. So let me back up a tiny bit. I'm sitting out front on my stoop when I first moved here with Shooter, my ex, and every January 19th, which is my birthday, when I was younger, I always used to be a little melancholy and a little depressed on my birthday because it was a winter birthday. It just was one of those, I always had strep throat on my birthday. It was always, my birthday always fell on the opening of one of my mother's plays. I was always like, So I'm sitting outside and I'm like, oh my God, okay, so it's another fucking birthday. And there's this little crowd of people leaning against their car talking about my house. And I'm like, this is weird. And they finally get the balls to walk over and walk up. And they were like, do you mind if we walk through your house? And I was like, that's a fucking weird question to ask a psycho bitch from New York City. Oh, sure. Just come on in. No big deal. I don't know who you people are. You could be some fucking leftover Manson. Who the hell knows what? I mean,
right.
But of course, me, that I'm not really that crazy or psycho. Maybe I am that crazy and psycho. I say, well, if you explain to me why, I might consider it.
Give me a good story.
And they said, huh?
You say, just give me a good story. I might let you in. You get the golden ticket.
Oh my God. If it were my birthday, I probably would have been like, fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Right.
But because I was sort of like, I was like bored and whatever. And They said, this is Denny Doherty's daughter. I'm like, sorry, who's Denny Doherty? They're like, this is Denny Doherty's daughter. We just want to show her the house.
Right.
Her dad died on this day. It is the anniversary of his death.
Whoa.
And I go, oh, so his initials are DD. He died on the day that I was born, not the actual day, but the same date.
Wow.
I mean, the month and the day. And I was like, well, I guess today's your lucky day. It means you guys were meant to walk through this fucking house. And apparently she had spent time in this house as a child, and they just wanted to show her. They were all in town for his memorial.
Wow.
That they were doing.
Right.
Now, I didn't know much about Denny Doherty. I didn't know much about the Mamas and the Papas. I mean, I like them, but that wasn't my brand of music necessarily. Right. I was the brand of music that they introduced to the world when they put on the Monterey Pop Festival. Right. And they basically canceled themselves out when they put that festival on because they introduced to the world the likes of Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Pete Townsend. I mean, those two were competing for who could destroy a guitar faster and more, who could do it better. And Jimi Hendrix set it on fire. Pete Townsend crashed his. And you got Joplin. I mean, the music scene changed in that moment completely. And then their brand started to go down because nobody cared about California Dreamin'. They were ready for the destruction. Which Laurel Canyon really, and I know you know this because you read that book, and for any of the folks watching this that don't fully know, there's a lot around Laurel Canyon being a psyop. The conspiracy of that book is that, the conspiracy theory is that all of these musicians, and this isn't a conspiracy, this is fact, all of the musicians that were living in the canyon, all of their parents, their fathers, were tightly tied into the military, either clandestine stuff or just out in the open military. And the famous story is the Gulf of Tonkin story, where Jim Morrison's dad was on that boat, and he was the person. This is in Vietnam. He's the person that said, yeah, they invaded the boat. And they never invaded the boat, and they went into Vietnam.
Yep, that started it.
I just got chills because the house is saying, shh, be quiet, right?
These are our secrets. I mean, I think, I don't know if it was Denny or not, but someone in the Mamas and Papas, I forget the name, which one it was affiliated with the CIA to some degree.
That I don't know.
Yeah, I forget which one it was. It's in that book. And also Frank Zappa, who had that weird cabin down at the bottom of the canyon. His dad was like a biowarfare guy for the CIA. So like the Laurel Canyon, like the counterculture that started there, that seemed organic to me growing up. Now, after reading various books, including Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon, you realize that the CIA, our government, infiltrated that counterculture to turn it into something else, which is wild.
It sort of mirrors our world right now. I think, I started reading that book. There was so much information in it that it was blowing my mind. And I literally had to stop. I was reading it on the plane, and I was like, I got to take a fucking break. This is an onslaught of information. And I can't believe all these films that have been made haven't even sort of touched on that. We should do that, Shane.
I know.
We should make that movie together.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree. That would be a great movie because I think it's like 30,000 films that the government made in Mountain Look Observatory in that giant basement. I mean, some of the conspiracies are they actually filmed the moon landing in that building.
Well,
it's huge.
Have you heard, and listen, I was watching it the other day because I've seen it so many times where Kubrick confesses. I'm sure you've seen it 100 times.
I've seen that video, yeah.
But is it real? Is it a real confession? That's the question. Now I don't know what's real, what's not.
I know. I want to say yes. I don't know if that's real. It doesn't really look like him. It does sort of. His daughter seems pretty cool, and she says that that's fake. I've seen her do some interesting parts, but like, who knows? I don't know. The whole story with Eyes Wide Shut and how he died in the end there, and why he died, and what the original script even looked like is interesting because they say people who read the original script say the Eyes Wide Shut was way more about like trafficking and human sacrifice, and that
I'm sure it was about the whole secret society.
Yeah, like he was plugged in I think, to the darker aspects of American culture, Hollywood. And I think that's why he left, you know, and just became a recluse, which I totally understand. But yeah, like that whole area in Laurel Canyon really was like the spark of the counterculture that was then hijacked by the government. And even, I think Robert Mitchum, great actor he lived in Laurel Canyon.
I didn't even know he did.
Yeah, he lived up there, and the government, according to some reports that are declassified now, they basically planted that whole story of him being arrested with weed to make him appear to be a bad boy, to make this image of him. You know, that's growing up, that's what all I heard. He was the first actor arrested for marijuana. You know, but it turns out that might be just a story, you know, that he was arrested, but it was all designed that way. It's crazy.
Not know that.
Are there like, so besides the CIA and all this stuff that happened there and how they infiltrated the counterculture, it also seems like there's spooky stuff there. Like, do you ever encounter anything like that up there?
Well, this is the thing. Like when I moved in here, I was a New Yorker. I'm petrified of living in a house, first of all. It's not my speed. I like being in a box in New York City with other people around me. Like that's my world. This to me is like major. Like I'm in a farmland. like I'm in the middle of nowhere up here, even though I'm right in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to know about Mary Astor. I didn't want to know anything about her story because she built this house.
Right.
So back in the whatever year it was, the early 1900s, this was a hunting area. This is where people would come to sort of just wealthy people, horse and carriage style stuff. I mean, if you look at the old photos of the whole area from Lookout Mountain to Kirkwood Mountain, there were no houses up here. The only houses that were up here are the houses that are the year of my house and a few other homes like ours. The Ginger Rogers house, the house that Karen Carpenter did her photo shoot off the turret of her balcony that's down the street. Wow. What's funny is they don't show these houses in all of there's all this footage about all of these homes. The Joni Mitchell home, like they still don't even bring people up to see the Joni Mitchell house, which is not that far either. And that's where our house, like the photos were shot and stuff. And again, her parents, David Crosby's parents, Stephen Still's parents, Zappa's, Jackson Brown, every fucking one of them tied to the military.
Crazy.
Absolutely incredible.
It's scary.
Crazy. But back to the mamas and the papas and them wanting to walk through the house. So I said, okay, let's walk through the house. I said, do you have any? The reason why I don't want to know about any of it is because I'm chicken shit and I don't want to be scared in my own house. I don't want to be scared that there's some fucking ghost or somebody's going to try and mess with me in my home. I needed a clean, clear field of energy around me. So I didn't want anything strange. Right. But in COVID, I dipped into who Mary Astor was. But going back to these kids that wanted to walk through the house, these people were a lot older than me because they were a bunch of old hippies. And the daughter of Denny Doherty, this girl, Jessica. So they're showing her through the house. And I said, can I have to walk with you? It's my house, but I want to hear everything and I have questions. And so they walk through the kitchen and I might not remember everything perfect, but if I remember correctly, this is nothing about being haunted, but the house supposedly had tents all over the place on the inside, and the backyard had no pool, so it was all mountains, and there were tents all up there because what had happened is Denny Doherty was in love with Michelle Phillips. He bought the house thinking she said she was leaving John Phillips. This is all lore. I don't know if any of it is true. Right. That she would live with him in this house. And she then ended up going back to John Phillips. And Mama Cass was always in love with Denny. She was always in this house, supposedly. She had a house also around here. But they all kind of had these houses. And he ended up just being here by himself. And then the Monterey Pop Festival happened. So he'd be going away on the road and their brand was destroyed. So being on the road wasn't fruitful anymore. Michelle Phillips is now back with John and they're on the road. So he's now going deeper and deeper into his despair. And in this house, when he'd be gone, there would be all these hippies walking down the mountain with his furniture, with his artwork. They just sort of infiltrated the place and were just sleeping everywhere.
Wow.
Apparently, they would all play Let It Be off the side of the mountain at a certain time every day.
What?
That was one of the stories they told me. My living room back here, which Robbie turned into, I don't know if you could see. This is a weird camera thing that's happening.
Keeps following you.
This is new for me.
Your camera's following you.
It's so weird.
Have the surveillance state.
But he turned the living room into a full recording studio right now.
That's
I don't know
right.
if you could see it. You can't. It looks like a space station. So I had to incorporate it for the Halloween party and make it look like aliens are playing a rock show in there. But that living room, they would apparently, if anybody was tripping on acid super hard, they'd have to get in this hammock that was strung across the entire living room, and they'd hoist them up to the ceiling. It's really high ceilings
Oh,
in
man.
there. And there were vines painted all over the walls, and they would keep the fire going all day and night, even in the summer.
Wow.
And the walls turned black. But so I asked them, was this place ever haunted? And they said, well, the story goes that Denny bought the house from this nurse who was dying in the hospital. And she gave him all of her furniture. So when I moved in here with a lot of furniture that she had left that I ended up buying from the previous owners because they didn't want to take it.
Right.
And but most of the hippies that were living here were stealing all of the antiques that this nurse had accumulated. So the story with the nurse is that she was a lesbian. She and her girlfriend went to their parents in the 50s. We're gay. We love each other. They said, fuck you. Get out of here. You guys are excommunicated. But this one has a lot of money. So we're going to give her inheritance right now. And you guys, we don't want to see you anymore. So they traveled around the world and they had this beautiful life. And this was their beautiful home. And one of them died in the house. The other nurse the one who was dying in the hospital, took care of the other nurse who had died previously, and she took care of her in this house, and she cared for her. So supposedly, no, not supposedly, I mean, there's a lot of people that have been in this house that feel that stuff. I don't feel it because I think that there is something about this house in relation to me, that this house has an insane protection over me. I know that sounds insane, but after what I've been through in the last 4 years, this house proved to be an entity more than just a house.
Wow.
It proved to be a source of like complete power and like not power of love. Like it took care of me in the darkest time when the house was in foreclosure over all the whole vaccine mandate stuff, which you know what my story is on that. And I think most people that would know me know that I backed down and I lost everything because of it.
Insane.
Instead of faking it and being like, yeah, I did it. Here's my card. And I was like, no. And I just took a stand and it screwed me. And I thought this house was going to consume me because it was a noose around my neck trying to make the payments and all of that stuff. So, but going back to these nurses, there have been girls in this house that have been here alone, like house sitters and stuff,
Right.
that will be washing dishes and they'll fucking call me and they'll say, yo, I just felt like there was somebody, they don't know the story. I just felt like there was a woman behind me that wanted to kiss.
Oh,
I'm like,
you got a lesbian ghost.
here.
You got a lesbian ghost, Drea.
I know. And then I had a guy that I was dating for a while who was very bizarre, and I don't know. He might have been crazy, but this part maybe wasn't crazy. But he had there's a back shop, which is where Robbie runs Ultra Free now. But down there was a cold, dark, kind of cavernous cave for years. And when my ex would go down there, he said that there were women dressed in white. So there's also a bed upstairs that I bought from France, and it was so cheap, but I had to have it. And it had all of this Latin gold inscriptions on it. It's very medieval looking.
Right.
And I bought the whole furniture set, and it has a huge crucifix that comes out of the foot of the bed.
Sick.
And people have seen it. Psychics have seen the bed because I was on, Susan Pinsky's show.
Oh yeah, I like Susan.
Talks to mediums. I love Susan. And actually Eddie, who's one of her psychics who was on the show, he's going to come to this house, and he said things to me about this house in this episode, and I don't want to do it because I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't need to be freaked out by any of this. But he was giving me information about some stuff. I'll get to that in a second. But the nurses, sometimes they were seen in very elegant clothing.
Okay.
And then sometimes they were, so there's that. So these are two women that have had a hard time. Back up to Mary Astor. Her story's crazy. And I never wanted to know her story. But in COVID, I was like, my friends wanted to film something in quarantine. And I was like, I don't know what we're going to film. Like, what are we going to do here? And we're stuck in this house. And one of my friends from The Sopranos was stuck in the house with me. She couldn't get out a flight. So she ended up here for months in quarantine.
Wow.
And she's an AD and a producer. So we went for it. And we just started shooting a movie about a girl in an Airbnb who gets stuck in the Airbnb in the Corona pandemic, and she becomes completely possessed by the spirit of the actress who built the house.
Oh, cool.
And so I go in and out of being this 1930s film star to being myself, and I'm just like completely confused all the time.
Oh, that's right.
So I went into Mary Astor's life a little bit, and she was basically, she had a fight to be emancipated by her parents. Like, they kept her like a fucking slave, basically, to work for them to become extremely wealthy. And she was the first silent film star to win an Oscar. I think that's her story. She was the Maltese Falcon. I can't remember her films. I've never seen her act. I don't even know.
Oh, really?
Much about her. No, I didn't want to know because I was just like, I can't. If I have this information, it's going to infiltrate my thoughts, and I don't want it. So I stayed away from it, and I still don't know, but I did go buy all her books, and I have them now. But her story, the bare bones of her story, was that she finally got away from her parents, and she marries this man. What is going on?
Is that a ghost, or is that a lesbian ghost?
Yes, that's my little nice doggy. She's also reincarnated. She is this dog. I don't mean to sound so fucking crazy, but she is the woman who I took care of until she died in the room right next to me, my nanny.
Oh, wow.
I took care of my nanny until she died. She was my nanny. And I basically carried her out once she passed. And like, I wrapped her up and all of this stuff. And that dog is her. And I know it's her because the way she came to me was the most bizarre circumstances ever. So she's fucking haunting the house. And she always said, if I die, I'm going to come back and haunt the house. Don't worry. So she's here, and she raised me. So that's my mom. The little dog is my mom. But Mary Astor, her parents built Moore Castle, which is the Charlie Chaplin house. I mean, it was, and that's another, I'm sure that house has all kinds. Andy Samberg lives there.
Really?
I think so. Yeah. Andy Samberg and I don't remember who his girl is. She's a musician.
Oh, she's really cool. Yeah. She's the harpist.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
She probably plays that harp in that.
Joanna Newsom, I think, is her name.
Which one?
Joanna Newsom, is that her name?
Oh, okay. So then I was thinking, oh my God, I'm confused.
I could be wrong with the name, but I'm pretty sure he's married to the girl who plays the harp, and she's a beautiful like harpist. Like, so she carries around a giant harp. I don't think so.
Who's Jenny Lewis?
Jenny Lewis is like a comedian.
No, I don't think. Who's the musician?
She's a musician. Jenny Lewis.
I don't know who anybody is, man. I know
you're better off. You're better off.
You know, but so yes, her story was crazy. So she was in court fighting to get away from her parents. She gets away from her parents. She meets this guy. Mm-hmm. She has a child with the guy. The guy turns out to be gay. He is sleeping with other men. She wants to get away from him. She wants to take her child. She starts writing in journals all the time, and he finds the journals and uses them against her in court to take the child. So she spends another God knows how many years in court. She builds this house to get away from everybody. And this is her home just to have affairs in.
Jeez.
That's it. for affairs and parties. There's like no real bathrooms in this house.
Wow.
And then moving into the bathrooms, there's a bathroom story too that
Sheesh.
I think you remember me telling you about.
Vaguely. Is this something you can
Do you remember
share?
that? Oh, the girl, the daughter of Denny Doherty, ended up writing when my house was for sale in foreclosure that a nurse died, or no, that a man died in the guest bathroom. It was one of the nurses' husbands died. So I was like, that changes the whole story. So she killed her husband in the bathtub and then moved in her other nurse.
Classic.
Is that the story? I don't know what the story is because I never investigated. I need to get into some libraries that have some good micro.
Yeah, you should. You should
know?
also, you could probably, I mean, I don't know if I should say this publicly, but you might as well. You could probably FOIA your house, like go to and get government documents, because I guarantee your house was probably part of some weird psyops, with the government. I
don't
guarantee
know.
some of those hippies taking stuff were probably CIA on government-made acid.
My dogs are going nuts right now.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean,
They're going crazy. There's a bathroom story.
Yeah,
crazy
say that.
bathroom story.
Say that.
Do you remember that I told you that when I was looking to buy the house, Angela Bowie was looking at the house?
Yeah, that rings a bell. Remind me.
Yeah, the girl selling the house, the daughter of the guy that sold me the house, she goes, that was just Angela Bowie. And I was like, I don't even know what Angela Bowie looks like or whatever. I'm pretty sure they have a kid together. I think the song Kooks was about their kid together, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But she was looking at this house. Like, I was like, why would she want to buy this house? Like, that's weird. Like, they haven't been together for years. Like, isn't he with Iman? Because I met him years ago at like Julian Schnabel's. God, I'm name dropping right now. Like, really name dropping. That's the most haunting thing I've ever done. I've never done that, but I'm doing it. But I didn't. Listen, I have to brag that I met David Bowie because he's David Bowie.
It's David
and
Bowie.
I also think Julian Schnabel's one of the coolest cats I've ever met too. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to brag about those two.
Yeah, you've earned it.
But so those were back in my New York days, and I was a kid. But so this house, I'm a huge Bowie fan. Now, going back to when my kids were little, I was giving them their first shower ever. They'd only taken baths before. This was their first big kid shower. Mm-hmm. We're in there, hair all wet and everything. And all of a sudden, all the lights go out. And I'm like, holy shit, I got to deal with this. What the hell's going on? And I jump out to grab my cell phone just for some light. And as I step back in, my cell phone starts ringing. And we start to feel something crashing down all over us in the back. And I'm like, are we having an earthquake? And I'd already answered the phone. And I'm like, are we in a fucking earthquake? And it's my girlfriend, Yael. And she goes, what's going on? And I'm like, well, dude, I'm in the shower. The lights just went out. And all of the tiles appeared to have fallen off the walls on me and the kids.
Whoa.
That literally all the tiles started falling on us. They're like these little tiles. So it wasn't painful, but it was shocking.
Right.
And she goes, well, dude, that makes sense. And I go, why? She's like, because David Bowie just died. She's like, isn't the rumor that all of that weird, those rumors, there's rumors.
Right.
I don't know if any of this is true.
Mm-hmm.
The Mick Jagger rumors back in the day, or maybe the Iggy Pop rumors. I don't know.
Yeah. Where
they were all, look, I mean, I grew up in New York in that fucking whole scene. And there were definitely nights where maybe I kissed two people. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like this.
You heard it here first, people.
Happened when you're a kid in New York City. And, and that scene was so, the Laurel Canyon scene, it was hedonistic here, I'm sure, in the 60s. Like, I don't know if you ever read some of those plays about this time. Like, who was the guy who wrote the plays? Is it Hurley? Was it Shanley? I can't remember who it was that was writing plays about this time, but there was a lot of activity happening, all these girls and, a lot of stuff. But okay, so maybe in the 60s, something went down in my bathroom. And I think these guys that walked through the house also told me that story about it. So that's maybe where I heard the story, the Doherty people.
The other thing that's weird about it is Bowie died, around your birthday, right? Wasn't it
I don't know.
early January? I mean, you said January 19th is your birthday. He okay, let me look up really quick. Just I always think it's weird when all these things kind of line up. He was born on January 8th and he died January 10th. Yeah. I remember the day he died. It was a terrible day. I just walked out of the theater seeing The Revenant, and all alone in an empty theater. No one wanted to watch it in upstate New York. I loved that movie. And then I walked out and found out he died. It was a real bummer. Crazy.
Wow. Okay. So yes, it was, she goes, yeah, and maybe he's touring all of his old spots. And now this was the weird thing. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. Whatever. You're fucking bad shit crazy. So then a couple of years later, Bama and I, my daughter, were at the museum, at the BAM Museum. Bama and I are at the BAM Museum seeing the Bowie exhibit. And my daughter loves Bowie. And she's little, though, and she always loved him, even when she was little, because we would sing Put Your Ray Gun to My Head, Press Your Space Face Close to Mine, Love, Freak Out, and Moon Age Daydream.
Yep.
That's our song. That's me and the kids' song. We would dance it out in the bathtub. Strangely enough, that was the bath song.
Right.
This is Moon Age Daydream, and that was the bathroom.
Oh,
and the bathroom
crazy.
is this very strange room in the house, and it's very big, and it's circular, and supposedly there was a bed in that room. So I don't know if it was always a bathroom. So I don't know. It's like in the turret of the house. But so if anything creepy or whatever went on and that somebody might regret, maybe.
Right.
Yeah. But so anyway, we were at this museum and all these TV screens are playing different pieces of Bowie's life. And he's talking about his time in LA. And we stopped in our tracks and he said it was the darkest time in his life. And that he couldn't wait to leave. And that's when he went to Berlin, which you would think might be the darker time. I mean, being in Berlin is like, I mean, I have an obsession. I've never been to Berlin, but I have an obsession with German art, German films, all of it. I just think it's all so.
And their music.
It's just got a lot of stuff. I loved the movie Christian F. when I was a kid. It was my obsession, and Bowie performs in it. And it was this German film by Uli Edel, I think is his name.
Okay.
The guy who did Last Exit to Brooklyn.
Cool.
The movie's not a great movie, but it's a vibe and a half, and Bowie's in it. So he said that when he went to Berlin, I guess that's his Thin White Duke era. And that's when he started to feel like he could be an artist again, like he was creating again. And that was Changes and Heroes and all of that stuff. I think I'm not a music aficionado at all, but this is what I'm assuming. But his time in LA was just dark, dead, uninspiring, and destructive. Yeah. Drugs,
I'm not surprised. I mean, whether it was you can't blame the government for everything out there, but they did start a lot of it. I like to blame them for most things, but they did inject a lot of their acid into that area and create a lot of degeneracy and turn it into like a circle of hell, while also like then platforming it into like almost astroturfing it and saying this is the counterculture, this is the acceptable counterculture for them. I think a lot of those people also, not like the ones we know of, but people who were in that environment grew up to become like neocons, establishment types who were like, I was a hippie and now I'm a neocon, and I'm pro-war, even though you were anti-war in the 60s. You see it time and time again, all the time. Even like John Brennan, he's a psychopath. And
but there's the neocons, and then there's the Horowitz. Like I started the book again. I start these books and I don't finish them. Obstructive Generation, I think it was called.
Okay, I didn't read that.
Where he kind of goes through how it's somewhat, it could have been looked at on some level, what happened in the last 4 years, like at the brink of like a cultural revolution that would be ushered in to destroy the youth and to keep them asleep, to keep them dead. They were still fighting. They were still anti-war, and their message was right. And I hate to say this even now, because everybody's so divided right now. But even the kids that are anti-war now, because they've been so demonized by the right for being like wokies and all of that sort of stuff, they are still the ones that are protesting war at this point.
Yeah.
But as far as the whole confusion the psychotic confusion and division and the propaganda machine and the drugs. And now, then it was drugs. Now they're using, technology and social media. And
yes, our phones.
yes, this is the new LSD, man.
Yeah, 100%.
And man, you can't even get a trip out of this. You can't even see God with this.
Or we're constantly tripping on them. Maybe we don't even realize anymore. We're just constantly tripping
but
in
not
our
like,
realities. But not like in a fun way from back in the day.
Yeah, but what was the motto back then? Was it something? Check out, drop in, drop out. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, that is what it was though. Like they wanted it to sound like they were peaceful, and they thought they were, but I think they were breeding something for a few decades down the road to turn into the establishment, and because I think evil has they plan things out far in advance, and I think they could tell whatever they is like some ancient evil that's been here for quite some time, being like, will make them seem counterculture now. They will be the elite in 30 years, and they will just help destroy. They will help usher in new wars. The counterculture, the anti-war movement in particular, the anti-war movement, they started out as like clean-cut guys. Like they weren't the hippies. So as far as I can tell, the government was like, well, that isn't going to fly for us because people might take that seriously. If these guys with like crew cuts, and white shirts who might be going to church are saying we're anti-war, like a lot of the Amish, they're also anti-war. They don't have mustaches because they even think the mustache is a pro-war symbol. So, these anti-war guys who were clean cut, it was all infiltrated. And then we got Manson. It all culminated to Manson, right? And then 30 years down the road, they all go bald and wear suits, and now they're in DC destroying both of us and everyone else listening, and it sucks. I know we've gone over what I said you were going to be here for, and I really appreciate it. I wanted to say that story you said about your ex in the cave that's like below the house when he saw the old women or the women in like the old outfits. There's a bunch of stories from Laurel Canyon of people seeing ghost horse and carriage. You ever hear those stories?
No.
Yeah, you should look it up. People say it all the time. They also say they see stuff at like the old Houdini house. I don't know if it's still there. It might have fallen down.
I've never been. Do you know that I've never been there? I've been up here for 25 years. I mean, I stay in New York most of the time, but I've never been to the Houdini house.
Oh man, I would like to check that out. Houdini. Oh, and then just to tie it up real quick, Houdini mentored John Mulholland, who went on. He was another magician, illusionist, who went on to work. He was like a contractor for the CIA around the same time we're talking about. And so they even made a CIA handbook about illusions and how we can perform like basically psyops on people. So John Mulholland had a big part to play in like the MK Ultra, which we're in now. Yeah.
Was Mulholland named after him?
Right. Who knows? I always think of that. I always think of Mulholland Drive and all that good stuff. David Lynch. So,
there's another house though. There's another house, just so you know. It is not just the Houdini house. It's the Rick Rubin house.
Shangri-La.
The artists. I don't know. That's the Malibu one?
Oh, yeah. I guess that's Malibu. Yeah.
He has houses everywhere, but there's one on Laurel Canyon, like on the actual Laurel Canyon, not on the side streets. Mm-hmm. And you used to be able to see it from the street. You can't anymore. I think too many people. And I think they might have even shot Californication in there.
Interesting.
But that house, those episodes were based on this house. But you can hear all of like Anthony Kiedis, or there's tons of musicians that were recording in there that said they had to leave.
Oh yeah,
they couldn't stay there and finish recording because it was on another level of sinister.
Yeah,
really sinister hauntings.
That's something we talk about a lot on the show. Is like, are we projecting some of this history that we know onto these places, and then we're kind of like psyching ourselves out? Or I think it's a little bit of both. And the other thing could be, do these places hold these energies? I think it's a bit of both. Like we talk about battlefields in this country, and they like absorb the death. And then you go there, you feel that. Your house is a character. It's gone through all these different phases of insane trauma and drug use and all that wild stuff. And you can some people can feel it, some people don't. People call into the show all the time, and they have very similar experiences. Other people don't have those experiences. I think there's something to it.
Bed.
Yeah.
The bed upstairs, everyone that sleeps in it, it depends on who they are, but most people who sleep in it will be held down at night.
Held down. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
They'll have
crazy.
dreams that they're being held down, and it's
Wow.
across the board. And one person who will experience it will have no idea about the other person who experienced it. So it's
Wow.
not like I'm anticipating this.
Do you have like the provenance of the bed, like where it came from, and
It's
who was in
definitely
it?
from France. It's got the person's initials in it, and it's got all this sort of Latin writing on it. And this one psychic did see a video of it from a friend. And I don't mess with psychics too much, but they said that there was some sort of either a possession that took place in that bed, or an exorcism, whatever, or that there was a major transformation that happened in the bed. The bed is also short. It's not long. I had a custom mattress made for it because it was made for a small woman, possibly a nun is what I'm thinking, because it's a holy bed.
Right.
I'm not telling you it's the most ornate cross. It's about this big. It's like 2 feet tall, the crucifix that comes out of the foot of the bed. It's wild.
Wait, you're gonna have Eddie come by the house?
Yes, Eddie's coming.
Okay, so
For the Halloween party. And so I want Sam to come.
Oh, I'll tell him in 10 minutes.
Okay, yes,
He'll be
I
here.
want Sam to come.
Sam's the best. So I know I gotta let you go, but Eddie, I've done a show with Eddie, and I don't mess with psychics too much either. However, Eddie, and I can't say specifics because it comes down to like real security issues in my life. Eddie told me something live on air that happened about security stuff, and it came true.
Same.
It came true. Like 2 days later. It was crazy. It was the craziest thing. I forgot all about that until you just brought him up.
Well, I was ready not to believe anything with anything they were saying. He said there was a small dog that lives in this house, and these dogs sometimes bark at things in corners. He also said that there's I think he said a Native American who stands in the back of my property and protects it all the time.
Okay.
He also said that to be careful on the stairs, that there's a problem with the stairs. And I said, you're crazy. Like, this is no problem with any of the stairs in my house. And then a week later, Robbie fell down 20 feet.
What?
On the back side of the house. Whoa. Where there's really no more stairs. They're old stairs from the 1920s.
Whoa.
Railroad tied stairs that don't exist anymore. We don't keep them. But Robbie sometimes will use them just to get down to the studio, but they're very dangerous. And he did it. And he fucking went
That's
flying.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and he said it.
Yep, Eddie, he's a fascinating character. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what he says about your house. Your house is a character. You're a character. Robbie's a character. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us, Drea. This is such a pleasure. And anything else? I meant to tell you, I didn't tell you this, but I'll tell you now. The other day, I wore one of the ultra-free shirts on this show, Defund Satanism. People kept joking that it said Defend Satanism. I was like, no, you jerks. It's defund.
Yeah. Oh wait,
defund.
did Robbie send you a box of all the new shirts?
No, not yet. He was talking.
We've been
we were
so
talking.
crazy here.
Yeah, no.
You need all the new Anunnaki and all the chemtrail shirts.
Yeah, they look awesome.
We're all about we
know.
can talk for hours on the poison in the sky, bro.
I know. Drea is as anti-Big Cloud as it gets. I'm stoked. We'll have you back. We're going to get into all this other stuff. We have so many things we'll talk about. But Drea, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a great Halloween. Have a great party. Say hi to Robbie for me, and we'll talk soon.
Say hi to your family too.
I will. Thank you. All right.
Okay. Thanks. Bye, guys. Happy Halloween.
Thank you. You too.
Ultra free.
That's right. Ultra free. Everyone check out Ultra Free.
That's right.
We'll see ya. Bye. Awesome. Yeah. Ultra Free's rad. And Robbie's a great drummer. Like this guy here.
Not surprising. I know there's a lot of Robbies end up being drummers.
Dude, Robbie's
I don't know what the hell that's
gnarly drummer. He is incredible. One time we got to get him on the show. He was in the band All Them Witches. I think that was his band. Like he started that band, but incredible drummer. And those are good people. Always fun talking about them. Walking around that area, it was so bizarre that I was reading that book and then just happened to find myself in Laurel Canyon. Totally unplanned. And the first time I was there, I got to see the Mountain Look Observatory straight up. I couldn't go there, but I was able to walk by and see it. I saw Zappa's place. The second time I was back there, they had the whole thing like walled off. You couldn't see anything. It's ridiculous. But it's crazy. People should look it up. People should totally read the book Weird Scenes from Inside the Canyon. It's not the most fun read. It's pretty dry, but it's filled with amazing information. This guy connected all the dots. Unfortunately, the author has passed away. But it's a great like starting point if you're interested in that stuff. Like if you're reading Chaos, if you're reading Poisoner in Chief, which is like the history of MK Ultra, you kind of marry those together and then bring that information to the book Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon. It's crazy because you see how they applied MK Ultra, the government made acid, the counterculture, everything over there. So yeah, and Drea is totally plugged in. Her and Robbie are all about, taking down Big Cloud, which I support. Well, I told Drea initially it was going to be 20 minutes, and that went a little over. So I want to get to callers, but we're going to have Sam on soon. So we're just going to, I think we'll just kick it.
Yeah, there's going to be a meeting debacle if we mix that around. But I do have something that I did find while we were talking to Drea here. Just a quick little 30-second thing. Fox News actually did a survey on the percentage of Americans who would consider buying a haunted house.
Nice.
Now, guesstimates as to what that percentage was, but they've got it listed here. Quick little video. I haven't vetted it, so for all I know, they're just talking about nonsense. But apparently, for whatever their polling data was, they polled about 65% of Americans would consider buying a haunted house. Now, I don't know that this necessarily means that they would consider living in a haunted house.
Right.
I know I would do it.
Right.
But at the very least, 65% said that they would buy or consider buying a haunted house. Let's check out the video from Fox News. Hang on. Did I screw this up? Oh, yeah, I still got it muted. See, these are preventative measures.
From the 1800s, for sure. There are ghosts there that comfort me. And in my new book, The Miracles Among Us, there's a chapter where a veteran's life was saved. He was an alcoholic. He was saved by a visit of his best friend, Clay, that had died the year before. He came at just the right moment and prevented Dave Smith from harming himself. I believe in it.
I love
Dave
it.
Smith,
I wouldn't mind living with a nice ghost that I knew, but what about scary stuff? Like, we've all seen the movies.
Scary stuff. That's where I'm going to cut that one off, because that's where it gets nonsensical. But I thought that was an interesting fact, just something stupid to share here during the Halloween show. I'll find more stuff while we're
You would buy a house?
while we're hanging out.
You buy a haunted house?
I would be happy with just buying a house, period, at this point.
True that,
Since I sold my condo back in Chicago in July, as you guys know, I had to dip for a week. Thank you, Alex, for covering.
Yep.
I no longer own anything anywhere.
Right.
So I'm back to renting, which I swear I would never do.
Yep.
But it's one of those things where it was a necessary outcome for me to come out here and do the show and all of that stuff. So...
Right.
Eventually I would like to get back to owning, but the market is so fucking insane.
It's terrible.
That it just doesn't make sense. Especially in this area too. Like, some of the things that people are selling is just, it blows my mind. And the amount of money that they want for these things, I'm talking like garbage heaps, like piles of bricks. And they're like,
I know.
West Virginia be like 150,000 starting asking, or auction starting at 200, and you're like, what the fuck?
And then
like,
back to
great investment opportunity, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. We're watching it too. It's insane. And thinking about people buying haunted places, it reminded me of this. I was a waiter at this one place for a week. It was a psychotic place, so I didn't last very long there. And there was a guy who they told me about who was there this week I was there, and they told me this dude's story. He decided, or no, he'd spent once a year, he rented out this one room in the hotel because he believed a ghost was in there, and that he had some weird relationship with the ghost. And then it reminded me of Trent Reznor. He recorded or wrote Downward Spiral in the Manson house, and allegedly the story goes he didn't know it was the Manson house, not the Manson house, the Sharon Tate house, and he didn't know until someone showed up and said, "Hey, you're recording here," and they thought it was ghoulish. I think it was maybe Tate relatives, and he didn't know. And at the time he was writing the Downward Spiral, which I believe at the time he wasn't even like that bad of a drug addict, but then he kind of, like, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. He wrote this whole thing about Downward Spiral, and I think he actually went down the Downward Spiral. But people do, like Drea was talking about Shangri-La. I've heard those stories about people feeling like it's incredibly haunted, really sinister energy there. So I don't know. I've always grown up. I grew up in a really old house. I've always lived in old places, and they've always had weird things going on. I've told the shadow hand story a ton of times, but growing up in my youth. But hey, is that link the same one to send to Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to send it right now, and we will get Mr. Tripoli here. How are you guys doing? Thank you guys for being here. It is we're an hour away from Halloween itself. Looking forward to that. And just shout out to Brandon again. Look at how we made this room. I mean, I wish we had like a camera that could show the whole room.
Yeah, like a Drea cam that like pans when like
I mean,
stuff
her
moves.
camera was following her, right? That was
It's crazy.
impressive.
So let's give it up for our guest Skelly here that's in studio with us. Skelly, what's up? Indeed.
He looks good though.
Yeah, he does.
No, he's looking good.
He's
for his
he's a
age.
little pale, but so am I.
Yeah, looking good, sounding good. A little creaky, like an old door, but that's all right.
Yeah, I was considering finding something to go with him and naming it Mulder. But it would need to be moldy. That was like the whole joke is Mulder and Skelly, but like, but we got Skelly, that's fine.
Skelly's great. He's tall too.
He is insanely tall. He's taller than Seamus, and it's
Yeah.
like I had to mess with the camera angles and stuff, and I still haven't quite got it right, but I'm confident we're gonna get there before 1 a.m. So we're gonna hang in there with it.
Synchro says Skelly talks too much. He won't shut up, guys. If you can hear him, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he just keeps flapping his jaw,
Well, let's keep an eye out for Mr. Tripoli as we wait for him. I will also say that I am opening for the great Sam Tripoli at on New Year's Eve in Morris Plains, New Jersey, at the Dojo of Comedy. I cannot wait for that. It's going to be a good time. I love that venue. It is always great there. I've done a few events there before with the Hoteps. Wild times. And Sam has been there. I think he was there both those times. Not the second time, actually. He was there the first time. Incredible. So I'm looking forward to that. You could find tickets to that on the Dojo Comedy website. And thank you, Stacy, for this super chat. Brandon is the greatest. Look at that. Look what he did. I mean, he was in here all day making this look awesome. I was out fighting a flood. I was woken up. I got home at like 1, went to bed around 1:30, 1:45. Woke up. My wife, my great, beautiful wife, woke me up, shook me awake. So there's a flood outside, and you got to get to the car. So within a minute of me waking up, I am outside, standing in ankle-deep, freezing flood water, trying to get the car out so people could get into it. And then a few hours later, we find out that Alex's computer has exploded.
Yeah, what was up with that? Well, she sent the picture of this, and I wish I could pull it up because it's hilarious. But the machine was still running.
Yes.
Because I saw the screen on and everything, and just the entire bottom part of the assembly popped. What I think happened, and I won't know until I can actually look at this thing for her, or maybe Andrew will do it. But I think what happened is she probably had one of those situations where the battery expanded.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Which basically happens, when batteries get too old. It'll have an expansion episode, and it forces the machine open. So what was Andrew's suggestion? Take it outside?
Andrew said you should put it outside. I'm like, okay, what is this? Like from Israel?
Put it outside and shoot it in the face.
An Israeli pager?
Put it out to pasture. That thing's done.
What is Alex doing that she's getting this these machines to blow up?
Yeah. We got to get Alex a new laptop now because that's ridiculous.
Yep.
Those batteries are not safe.
But she worked through it and she got up everything today.
Yep.
Shout out to Alex. Really appreciate it. But yeah, it did blow up. I thought she was kidding. It's no joke.
Serious shit, man.
Wild stuff. So as we wait for Sam, I'm going to look at the chat and see what you guys are up to. We're glad you guys are here. Thank you much. And again, we're going to be here till 1. We're going to do this show late, 2 hours into Halloween.
Yep, and I got these little tickers to mark the hours here that are gonna pop up at the top here. I don't know if I don't have it actually added to this one. It's only on our double because I ran short of time getting all of this stuff together today. But after the first hour, which we're approaching here in just about 60 seconds or so.
Wow.
I'll just throw it up now. Why not? We get a little skull that pops up there that marks the first hour. There he is, little IWL skull.
Awesome.
So after the second hour, the second one will pop, and then obviously when we get third hour, we'll just end the show. So.
Crash Override said, "Did you build an ark?" If my wife asked, or if God obviously asked, yeah, I'd go out there and build an ark. But I didn't have to. All I had to do was move the car to a respectable place so the lady could get into the car unimpeded by the flood. It was insane. It was so much water. Woke up to it sounded like the sky had opened up totally. And I just cursed at Cloud Man. I knew it was raining probably nowhere else but my house because the man with the mullet was coming for me. Reality 101 says, thank you so much, Brandon, Shane. That's awesome news. What is it? Awesome news. I mean, it's just awesome news that Brandon, look at this room. I wish we had a special camera in here.
Yeah, we'll have to post. I took some pictures of everything.
good.
We'll have to post it up on social. There's a couple things that are outside of the room, actually, on the way into the room that couldn't make like the room, but like we wanted to. I just wanted to creep everything the fuck out for the night. So why not? We only do it once a year.
Sam's here, by the way.
Is Sam here? Sam is here. He has brought himself in under the name 6 p.m. meeting host. It is neither 6 p.m. nor are you the host, sir, but we are going to... Is he ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get him in here.
We are welcoming the great Sam Tripoli. Any second now.
I'm going to log out, come right back. I'll be right back.
All right, brother. We'll see you in a minute.
2 seconds.
All right. Sam is in the void.
That generally means technical issues where I come from. So.
Yep. I've experienced those. We almost didn't have Drea.
We've done worse live.
Yeah, Drea almost didn't make it on the show because she was having technical issues.
That one time we went live and we sounded like robots, even though I had tested everything an hour prior and everything was fine, and the chat lit up like you guys sound like shit, and it happened just boom, 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 and I'm like, oh fuck! I had to reset the board in real time.
That was incredible.
And we went down completely silent for 60 seconds. And
how about the time Surge killed the show?
Yeah.
The power surge.
I'm still pissed at him for that.
Unbelievable.
I get a text from or did you tell me live? I got a text from somebody, or you told me live. You're like, hey, Surge said he just killed the stream, and I go to Rumble and everything's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I had no idea what I was doing at that point. I was only a couple weeks in producing, and had to get the show back up in the next couple of minutes. Figured it out, went on the fly. So we endure here.
Stay Space, thank you for the chat. Well then, Shane, you get the greatest husband award. I will tell my wife. It's what you do. It's what you do.
I have to get you a little certificate or something.
Yep.
Hang it on the wall. All right. He's back as Sammy T. I think this might be a better name.
Welcome back to the show.
I'm back.
The great Sam Tripoli.
What's up, dog?
Hey,
What's
man.
up?
We're chilling, dude.
What's
How are
up?
you? We can't see. Can you see him?
I can see you.
All right, we can hear you. We can't see you yet.
His video's up.
Okay.
I'm up,
okay.
dude. I'm crushing. Maybe you need to take off your sunglasses indoors. You cokehead?
Yeah, that's what I am for Halloween.
Nice. I like that. I like that. You should have gotten a giant black chick nail so you can do ice cream scoops into your nostrils.
I'm Hunter Biden. Yeah, there you are.
There he is.
There we go.
Yo, what's good, man? How are you?
I'm alive. People like me. I mean, I'm going through it. My dog's about to pass, which is not. It's a war, bro.
Mine went in 2021,
so
and it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. It was awful.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, man, I don't wish that upon anybody. I'm sorry. You're going
Yeah,
through
it's
that.
awful.
We're
it's
praying,
awful, dude.
Praying for you,
it started on my birthday too, so I had the worst birthday ever. I find out my dog's gonna pass. I go to the World Series game. The Dodgers get their lady dicks kicked in, and then just rough.
Dude,
I mean, not
so
the worst, but close.
No, it's horrible. I've lost many a dog, and it is
What are you,
always
dog
awful.
serial killer? What are you doing?
All right, don't blow up my spot, Sam. I'm on the run.
Okay.
Why do you think I left New York? Why do you think I'm in West Virginia?
Yeah, you're like, oh, dude, they're on to me.
Yeah. Uh-oh. No. I grew up on a farm, and just a lot of dogs bit the dust out there with the horses. Not a good time.
So you were burying dogs too? That's terrible.
Dogs and horses, and one iguana named Fluffy. Yeah, it was rough.
Fluffy.
But everyone say happy belated birthday to Sam. It was just his birthday. I'm so sorry to hear about the bad news on his birthday. But
yeah, tough day. But we keep rocking.
So, man, what is going on in the world? Like, are we getting through this year?
Everything is fake and gay. Cha cha cha. Cha cha cha. Everything is fake and gay. It's all fake. It's all gay. If these aliens are coming, hurry up, okay? I'm tired of working. And of course, these pieces of shit are going to show up on my day off. My one day off the whole week that I'm not podcasting 1,000 million times. They're like, let's come and ruin Sam's only day off.
So you think 3 Eye Atlas might be fake, bro?
Yes, I don't believe any of that. Like I said on Conspiracy Social Club, until they penetrate me, I'm going to assume it's Project Bluebeam. Until I feel Japanese gray action in my back end, I won't believe any of this.
Can I say that even if the penetration does occur, I still might think it's fake and gay?
Yeah, I'm like, that's obviously a dildo.
You guys could do better. Yeah,
You guys could do better. I mean, if you're going to get probed, it's got to be by Japanese gray.
Foreplay can still be gay as fuck, so it's...
Yeah, you better try to turn me on first. Don't just take it. I'll Me Too these Japanese grays right now.
Good.
They'll be sent out before they even started.
Yeah.
Japanese gray.
Yeah, well, they're listening.
Sexually harassed.
They're listening
Damn
right now.
Tripoli.
Why are they making this such a big deal? Like, we've been covering 3i Atlas for a few months now, and then just the other day we see Avi Loeb on Rogan, talking about this extraterrestrial spaceship. And people are taking it pretty seriously.
Dude, he was he brought up later on in the podcast, which we didn't get to. He actually brought up that this thing is emitting pulses.
Yes.
That he said are using to transmit to see if there's other life out there.
Okay. Yeah or no. You know what I'm like?
Yeah.
It's like we've been hearing this forever.
Yep.
We've been hearing this forever.
Yeah.
Aleister Crowley told us.
I'm with you,
Angels
dude.
and demons will come back under another name. Until penetration, that's what I'm going to assume. Because and by the way, I'm tired of working. Come and end it. I am so tired. All my friends are retiring. They're like, oh, I got 2 years to retirement. And I'm like, I'm going to work forever. Right? And it's just like, lock it up, bro. Shut it down.
I can't imagine you stopping. Like you are going to be doing this. Maybe not podcasting, but you telling jokes. That's the life. I mean, I know you're traveling a lot.
It's like I've been doing it 30 years. I love doing it, but I'm also at a place where I've talked about everything I care about.
Right.
And the only thing I want to talk about is stuff that pisses everybody off because I like to burn shit to the ground. So I'm a trickster.
Yep.
And I like to say, oh, what are your sensitive points? And just finger it. And, and these are dangerous times for that, but I don't really care.
So what is one of those things right now? What do you feel like is an issue
I love
right
being
now?
called the N-word, and apparently I can't talk about that.
I thought that was your pronoun.
Yeah, I mean, that is, dude. Okay. And people lose their minds. So I was recently in Phoenix. I don't even know if I could say the word, but I was in Phoenix and I walk on the lobby and this white paraplegic just calls me the N-word. And then I had to do oppression math to figure out if that's allowed.
I think so.
You should have smacked him with a can of Twisted Tea, like that one thing happened that one day.
Dude, I have like 4 fans, and only 3 of them can walk. I have to be nice to them.
That's hilarious. But what else is there right now? Like, this is the thing. Sam, I've been listening to you.
Listen,
for
hey, dude, can I
so
tell
long.
you?
Yeah, go for it.
On the road, you can light Jews up. You can make fun of Jews. People laugh. You still can't make fun of blacks, and I'm waiting for that to happen.
Really?
Because I don't believe in any protected classes. I love everybody, blacks, Jews, Muslims.
Same.
I don't give a shit. The bis, the trans. I don't care. Live your life.
Right.
I love you. Just don't be an asshole.
Right.
But I don't also believe in protected classes.
Right.
Like, I don't think anyone's above comedy or criticism.
Absolutely not. I totally agree.
And the only way, dude, to live in a proper society is if you destroy political correctness.
Right.
It must be annihilated.
I totally agree. Like when I told a bunch of like black jokes to the Hotep crowd, totally fine. But if I say Jewish jokes on Twitter, some of them will do well, but Jews don't like it on Twitter. Maybe Jews in real life, but like I've just noticed that like some people just like to laugh at themselves. I think it's the ones who take the Israel stuff so seriously, they get so emotional about it, they don't like any joke about it.
Well, the problem with political correctness is that it comes with so much fine print you can't take it real serious, right? It's like almost every rule that is created to protect a protected class is violated by the group,
right?
That it's trying to protect. With the exception of the K word with Jews. That's the only one I don't really hear Jews outside of Ari Shaffir calling people K words,
I think it's a nice word. Why not?
So I can't really take it serious.
Right.
You can't tell me that the M word's a bad word and then I see you laughing over the top hysterically when David Lucas and Cat Williams say it, and they're both hilarious and I love both of them.
Yeah.
But I can't take you serious.
Right.
You can't tell me that's a bad word and then you're like laughing. I mean, Cam Patterson, who I love, his first sketch on Saturday Night Live is him asking to say the N-word. I can't take it serious. I can't. You don't really think that. You're just afraid to say it because you think black people will punch you in the face.
Right.
Which they will.
Right.
I mean, and that kind of gets into the problem I have with political correctness is that the theory of hate is worse than real world consequences. We accept in this society that if a white person says calls a black person the N-word, violence is acceptable.
Right.
And it's even gotten to the point, and I've seen it happen in real life, where a black person, white person will get in a fight over randomness, right? And then when the cops show up, the black person says he called me the N-word, which isn't even true. I saw it happen in real life.
Right.
There's actually a video of a basketball game going on, and this giant black kid gets out rebounded by this white kid, and the black kid just crocs him.
Right.
And his argument was he called me the N-word, which we know is not real.
Right, of course.
Because if you're in a high school game and a white kid calls a black kid the N-word, the game stops.
There's
and
headlines.
that kid is excommunicated from society.
Exiled.
So we know it didn't happen.
Of course.
But it's acceptable because the truth is progressives are afraid they're going to get their asses beat
Yep.
by black people or be called the worst thing in the world, a racist.
Right. Yeah, we still have these like abstract guardrails on language, which I just think is ridiculous. But it's so weird.
It's stupid.
Because like Carlin was attacking those things decades ago. And it's weird that we're still stuck in that cycle. I think the people in charge just really like to make sure those things still work because they want race riots. It seems
Well,
to be
what
their
it
thing.
is it's rich kids who look down on everybody, want to act like they're saviors.
Right.
So they actually looked, it's like you've seen the videos where they go to like Berkeley. They're like, why do you need an ID? Because black people can't get the internet and they don't have phones and they can't register. And they're, and it's just like, dude, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, I heard black people don't know how to use computers. They don't have computers.
Yeah,
They
I don't even know
directions.
how they found World Star Hip Hop. I think it's through smoke signals or something like that.
It's so true. It's so bizarre.
How do they even get there?
When it comes to like I was saying, I'm listening to you
Dude,
for
why
so
don't you
long.
talk about that you're opening for me?
I just did.
In New Jersey, dude.
When I waited,
You're gonna crush.
I can't wait, dude. I did, and I'll
gonna
say
be
it
a
again.
fire show.
I am so grateful that you asked. I can't wait. New Year's Eve at the Dojo of Comedy in Morris Plains, New Jersey, Tripoli. You're gonna be amazing. I can't wait to see it
That
live.
sucks.
Dude,
I'm going to be in Chicago, and I'm not going to be able to
dude,
go there.
it's
I'm
gonna
kind of
be-
pissed
Yeah,
now.
enjoy your EBT riots.
I can't wait to drive through it and get halted, and then I have to run somebody over to get to my damn house. Yeah, it's gonna
I
be
can't
fun.
wait till I need to have my girlfriend and my 2 5-year-olds with guns so I can just grab milk.
Dude,
Yeah.
you think that's gonna happen? Do you think they're gonna shut that off like that?
I don't, everything to me is a shadow in the cave until it happens, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But if it does, it makes sense.
Well,
I mean, that's what they want. I mean, like, they've been we've been hearing from the conspiracy community that there's going to be FEMA camps and 40 million people off food.
I know.
Seems like it would be a great way to pack those camps. And by the
Legit.
way, my FEMA camp number will be a single digit.
It's terrible, dude.
I'm going to be number 9.
I think. I mean, if you stay in California, I mean, you might not even make it to the FEMA camps.
Yeah, it's interesting, dude.
I think it's
I
terrible.
would be out of here tomorrow if it was my decision, but sometimes you're not the king of your castle.
Oh, I get it, dude. I get it. And I guess why I'm asking is because you've predicted so much mass unrest in the past year or two. It's pretty wild. The things you've called, people have seen the clips, they've gone viral. Things you said on Rogan. It's like that's why I'm asking you. Like, what is next? Do you think we descend into this? Look, okay. And on top of that, I just want to say this. I've been listening to you for long time.
Yes,
The conspiracy
I'm in your
world.
head.
You are in my head all the time. This society has culminated into like conspiracies and it's gone mainstream. So what does that mean for next? Like what happens next?
You know, it's so funny. You know what that means? More birthday wishes than I've ever gotten in my life. I've never gotten so many people wishing me happy birthday in my life.
That's nice.
3 years ago, I got like 4 of them, and one of them was a paraplegic, and it's just like nobody wished me happy birthday before. To the point I'm like, no birthday wishes? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm public enemy number 1. I'm the crazy guy. And then this year it was like a tsunami of happy birthday wishes, which I'm very grateful for, even though I hate celebrating my birthday because that means I'm just decaying a little more. But it just means we're right. I mean, we're totally right. And it's just like, I do a show called Conspiracy Social Club, and Dylan, who's one of the funniest guys I know, just refuses to believe any of it. And it's very
ridiculous.
weird. Even my best friend, like Brian Callen, is like, completely using 1980s data to discuss politics in 2025.
I swear to you, Brian is deep in character, not believing. And he's like, he wants us to think he doesn't believe.
Yeah,
I can't
he's the
believe.
Andy Kaufman of our generation.
He's the Andy Kaufman of anti-conspiracies. Because when I did the show with you guys, I couldn't get over it. I mean, he refused to believe literally everything, even with documentation showing him these things.
Well, it's his reluctancy to think that these intelligence agencies could be up to anything, or that there are secret societies when everything is being astroturfed by intelligence agencies and secret societies.
Right.
I mean, you guys need to get either Austin Picard on or Brad Binkley. We do a show, premium content show called.
We had Brad. We had Brand.
Whatever this is. Okay, then
I've had
you
them
need
both.
Austin Picard.
Yeah, I've had
you
him
need to
too.
get Austin Picard on.
We've had him. He's genius.
He's an autistic AI.
He's a savant
On everything. Oh yeah. And like he was getting into White Eagle Underground that like I didn't even know about, and their connections to all of these high impact events, and it's all Kino, who's the Satanist with the weird fucking eyebrows, dude.
Yes.
And it's all connected, dude. None of this stuff's real. Everything is fake. None of it's real. That's the craziest thing. That's the probably the most powerful place you could get to as a conspiracy theorist is that none of this is real.
Right.
And it's all literally about raising your anxiety, okay, to get you manipulated into learned helplessness. And once you get to that place, you really kind of just go, okay, it's like nothing's happening, but if something does happen, I'm going to be locked and loaded.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a fucking treasure chest of gold and silver and ready to rock and roll.
Right. That's when we had Brad on, he talked about learned helplessness and how they were training soldiers for that, right? It was to kind of make them numb from PTSD. And now it seems like it's spread out into all of us to be numb to everything. And I think everything's fake too, but it also means that just because everything's fake, there is also real violence that they carry out on people, you know, and to
But
drive the fear.
how big is the violence, dude? So during COVID, I was one of the few comedians that would still tour because my fans didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So I went to Portland. I went and played Heliums there.
Okay.
And I had these two guys who, I don't know if they still do the podcast called Good Morning Jonestown.
Okay.
And they were really funny and they were really great. And so after the first show, I'm like, let's go watch some riots. And they're like, dude, we've been here forever and we haven't seen one. I go, that is not possible because nationally we think this city's burning. They're like, dude, we haven't seen one. I'm like, let's get in our car and drive there. So we drive there. And we're driving around, just looking around Portland, taking forever, and we find the riot. And it's this tiny-ass riot in this public park in front of this this like federal building.
Right.
And it couldn't have been more than 50 people at the most.
Right.
And I got spooked because when you looked in the door, there was a National Guard soldier. I'm like, okay, this could get bad. Mm-hmm. But I really just realized that they were just shooting it in a way to make it seem like all of Portland was burning. Yeah. I mean, the next day I'm having coffee with another comic. I mean, it's completely and utterly astroturfed bullshit.
Yeah.
And then you look at the original No Kings. You go down. It was downtown. If you really study any of the footage, it's all reporters and photographers.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. So I feel like there's pockets of violence, like what you're saying. There's also assassinations that we could have all these different questions about because I don't trust this official story, obviously. But it's also, I think about the dead internet theory. I think it's almost applying to Earth now. Like it's dead Earth theory. Like it's not as crazy as the TV and the social media influencers want you to believe. Obviously, there's things going on, but like you're saying, they shoot it in certain ways. It's like Hollywood, and then they just inject the fear in your brain. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just like, you know, maybe it is the dead internet theory, but the whole thing is to just get you into fear. We are the only mammal animal that is constantly in fight and flight, and that fits into the depopulation problem because it's very hard for women to get pregnant when they're constantly in anxiety.
Yep.
And, you know, and it's working. I mean, the populations are just plummeting no matter how much they tell you. I mean, we seem to have a little victory with Bill Gates saying climate change isn't going to be anything.
Right.
But yeah, that's really what it is, dude. It's literally an attack on your soul and your spirit and your loosh.
Yeah, they're attacking you on every possible level, and I don't really believe Bill Gates because he's also making all this other ridiculous stuff, and he's probably very happy about the depopulation happening, the low birth rates and all that stuff. But I have definitely noticed in the past like 2 weeks, I'm wondering if you've seen it too, the talk of like nuclear war has picked up. Have you seen this? Like everyone's got.
Yeah, I don't believe in nukes.
I talked about this last night. I was like, who believes in nukes? Who doesn't? So what's your take on that? You know, because everyone's like, we saw what happened to Hiroshima. So what do you say?
Did we?
I didn't.
And there's a famous clip on YouTube of a Jesuit priest going, there's no radiation anywhere. We didn't feel anything, which fits into they firebombed it first and then presented it like they had dropped a nuke on there. Because it's the Lord of the Ring. He who has the ring has the power, and those who have the nukes have the power. And that's why these countries all strategically have nukes to kind of work together to hold down all the D2 and D3 countries.
Right. And you see what Trump said yesterday? He's going to restart nuke testing.
Yeah, I mean, he talks a lot of shit. I mean, maybe he will. I don't know. I'm not saying they don't have big bombs go boom.
Of course.
But what they sold us about in the 40s and 50s, I don't believe at all.
Yeah, we were just talking about that because like radiation, people have different takes on that now. We were looking at Chernobyl just the other day. You seen these blue dogs walking around Chernobyl now?
I mean, it could have some effect, but I mean, like that Windsor guy or whatever his name on YouTube that ate uranium. I mean, once you see that, you're like, what are we even doing? But it's all about, it's all about the shadow in the cave, dude.
Yep.
It's really all about the shadow in the cave. And I'm starting to really think that's about this AI. I mean, AI fits right into Y2K, fits right into COVID, fits right into weapons of mass destruction. Big doom, and then nothing ever comes from it.
Yeah, I'm walking back and forth about how I feel with AI. I obviously can't stand anyone who's building it. I think all those people are degenerates. Altman, Thiel, you name it.
Nerds
Ellison,
are going to kill us, dude.
Literally. But I don't. So this is what I was saying recently is I think AI could get to a place where it's really, really crazy and more like efficient. But the scary part now is that people, no matter how good AI is, will be enslaved by something like AI because they're just going to give up all their creative power. Any of their routine, their work will just go to AI. They'll be replaced by something dumb. Here's what I think's
going to happen, dude. Your big cities are going to be like 1984 hellscapes. And then everyone in the little cities are going to live a more normal life, whatever that means.
Right.
Right. That's my opinion. It's literally the Matrix, right? It's like the people who live in the big city are in the Matrix.
Yep.
And when you're young, you want that action. There's going to be a lot of action, a lot of fun, a lot of stuff. You're going to have to do all the face ID. And then the people in the small towns are going to kind of live their life. And that's the most glaring error of the Matrix movies was that the people who opt out of the Matrix lived a miserable life.
Yeah.
And that was kind of programming.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if you're out of the Matrix, look, you got to eat pink goo.
Yep.
You gotta eat the. In reality, the people who leave the city tend to be the happiest because they got land. They're eating off the land. They know their neighbors. They don't have to worry about their kids getting shot in the corner as much. So, not that there isn't danger in small towns because drugs have entered that as well. But that seems to be, in my opinion, what's going to happen.
It did kind of piss me off that, like, in the movie itself, you had to be extracted from the Matrix before you could actually learn anything. It was like they were throttling your fucking download if you were still hooked up.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure, 100%.
And it kind of seems like that really happens in real life here.
Oh yeah, you're punished.
We're getting our downloads fucking throttled.
Like this rebranding of Mark Zuckerberg. And I have friends who I love that are a part of it.
Yeah.
And dude, God help him if I'm ever on a panel with him. I'll torch everything to let that piece of shit know what he's done to my career.
I was just going to say, how many times have you had an account nuked off of the internet?
I've lost YouTube channels. I lost my Instagram. I had to pay $3,000 to get it back. I lost my Twitter. I've been throttled on MySpace. Facebook,
Yep. Just because Zuckerberg looks like Lil Dicky on Rogan now doesn't mean we should all like him.
No, dude, he does jujitsu. He's cool, you know. And I get why Rogan has him on because that's the show. He talks to everybody,
right? I'm glad we got to hear him talk.
That.
Yeah, I want to hear him talk. I want to hear him squirm, and
I want to hear Joe call him a liar.
Yeah,
so you
me
lied.
too. Me too.
And his program just
Yeah. Well, when Joe asked him what kind of bow he uses, he didn't know. He's just like, I mean, that dude's a robot through and through.
See, I do guy things. I chase puss. I do jiu-jitsu.
Hello, fellow kids. Yeah.
Hello, fellow kids.
It's ridiculous.
Right? I mean, it's like that guy should be excommunicated.
100%.
You can't have both.
Yep.
Like Mark Zuckerberg wants to be the nerd dork of like Jonah Hill.
Right.
Where Jonah wants to be both famous and skinny. It's like you get one or the other.
Yeah, you chose your path, Jonah.
You get one or the other.
Yeah, you can't Ozempic
fat
this.
fuck, or you go work at a diner. Which one is it, dude?
No, I totally agree. I don't like it, and people. I've been pretty outspoken for a while about my distaste with how close these tech bros are to Trump. And I'm like, dude, this goes back before the election. I referenced our episode. You were on this show in like July before the election. And we were saying, we don't like these people who are so close to the administration or the would-be administration. Thiel, Altman, all the tech people. Zuckerberg was rebranding. And now he's doing dinners with Bill Gates, Zuckerberg. Like these people, I think, are actually more dangerous than the leftists. The leftists are obviously deranged and want to kill people, but like the tech sector, Silicon Valley, literally hates humanity. They don't want to be human. They want to be transhumanists, and they want to destroy. They want to control the narrative, and they want to build the surveillance state. I'm like, why do we have to accept these people?
Why do we? Because we love convenience.
Yeah.
That's why. And we don't realize our convenience is going to be in our imprisonment. Yeah. And because we like jiggly tit comedy on Instagram, we put up with this bullshit. And by the way, I'm over jiggly tit comedy. I am so tired of a jiggly tit hot chick getting a million views while I'm painting
talk about
Picasso. It drives me fucking nuts.
Let's talk about that. It seems to be the only thing Instagram wants anyone to see. Is
Facebook too.
A chick who does, I want to say comedy in quotes, but it's mostly like working.
God, what is going on? Oh my God. Ha, ha, ha. It's like drives me effing nuts.
Well, the other thing too is like this chick will come on in the morning and she's got nothing going on. So she gets dressed, goes into the kitchen, cooks eggs and shakes her ass while she's doing it. And it's just like, this is so fucking stupid. And men are so susceptible to this shit that it's really like, are men the fucking problem and not the women?
Well, where our wiring is, we're not supposed to see this much crotch.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to happen.
It's not. This isn't normal. It's not natural.
You can't not look. It is your monkey DNA to look at a woman's crotch. When she bent over and you could see the hue of her beehole, like you're not supposed to see that.
And they know that. Gay, degenerate vampires like Sam Altman know that, and they bake it into their systems. Like I was listening to a whistleblower from Meta testify before Congress saying, they know on Facebook if a young girl, like 17-year-old girl, deletes her selfie, that the algorithm automatically thinks she must be depressed because she got rid of her photo. And so then they alert all the advertisers, hey, send her lots of like advertisements for purses or whatever, because when you're sad, you buy stuff.
So crazy,
dude. Isn't that evil?
It's really crazy, dude. Listen, I've studied Instagram long enough. I can tell you the 4 things that they blow, they amp up: violence, dumb, sex, or pissing people off.
Yeah.
Like my pronoun bit blew up on Instagram.
Seriously.
My bit about taking out a gay heckler blew up on Instagram.
Yep.
Because they want you to get pissed. Now, I could get lost in that, and then that becomes my identity.
Yep.
But that's not who I am.
Right.
So I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want to put out what I want and let people see it. So when I go to like who's looking at my post, it's 90% my followers and like 10% outside of me, which means they're not pushing it anywhere.
Yeah.
Or they're not even letting it naturally be seen.
Yeah.
They're hiding it from everybody.
It's a control mechanism. And a good example of someone like who is controlled by the algorithm, who is rebirthed by the algorithm, would be like a Dylan Mulvaney. If you look at his old TikTok, he wasn't always like this creepy chick guy thing. He was all these other things. He did one trans type video. It blew up. And he was basically like, I'm just, thinking this is how it went. He's like, well, this went well. I'll keep doing that. And then he just became that.
I've seen that with the right, too.
Oh, 100%.
They say maybe something that's truthful,
yep,
but extreme. And then they start chasing those likes, and it's very easy.
Yep.
It's very easy, dude. You can get. It's an addiction. They know how. It's a dopamine hit.
Yeah, that's such a good thing to remember.
So, like, going viral is going to destroy our country because it's not natural. It's like, it's literally like, what is the most extreme thing?
Yeah.
And that's what people look at.
Yeah, it's kind of trying to make you become a one-hit wonder online with a viral thing, but then you keep repeating that one hit because you think it's going to hit on the algorithm. But that doesn't work on the stage. It doesn't work with different audiences. You know, that's what's so good about being in person with people. You hear actual reactions, you know, and it changes city to city, you know, all the different places, whoever's in the crowd. But
as long as you're out of, like, New York is getting bad, I hear.
Yeah.
LA is just a pile of dog shit. But LA, I feel like LA will make a comeback once the industry completely restructures itself.
Yeah.
Which it's doing right now. You're seeing all these massive layoffs, which I am not happy about. I don't like when people lose
me neither.
their jobs.
It's terrible.
Okay. I want people to work.
Yep.
But the execs and the consumers both know nobody wants woke shit anymore.
Yep.
I'm tired of watching waif models beat the shit out of everybody. This new Predator show on Hulu, this fucking emo chick kills a fucking predator. And you're like, of course it's an emo chick that kills a predator. Yeah, she's a cyborg, but it's just like, we're over it, dude.
Did you see how fucking hard Arnold Schwarzenegger had to work in the first one?
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Like, what the hell are we talking about here?
Yeah.
But it's all about destroying archetypes.
Yeah.
That's what it's really about.
Yeah.
Because the archetypes are how we see the world.
Yes.
And if we don't have archetypes, it's very hard for us to understand how humans work. So that's what this woke shit's about. I get in a fight with my buddy on Conspiracy Social Club. Again, one of the funniest dudes I know.
So good.
But he doesn't understand the purpose of and maybe I'm wrong, and I'd love to hear your saying, but you know, the theory that Trump is going to destroy the Constitution, I'm not saying he's not doing that. Okay? The theory of that is scarier to these people than the Marxism being taught to the children in the school now.
Right. Well, yeah, they don't care about most leftists don't care about children at all. I'm surprised they even had him to begin with.
He has a child, and I love him.
Yeah.
And once you have a kid, you tend to go more conservative because you're like, whoa, what are we doing to this little this bundle of angelic love? What are we doing to it?
Pure innocence.
And it's happening. It's happening because that is the Marxist playbook, is to corrupt the youth. So you send send a drag queen to read to a second grader. Like, we're teaching them ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and you're sending advanced algebra to them, and you're expecting them to understand what the fuck is going on.
It's insane. They want to control the future, so they have to control the youth now. So it's like an investment with the left and that kind of evil. But it happens on both sides, you know. And we're seeing it, like you were saying, it's happening on the right now too, where there's this form of like hypnotism happening with certain narratives.
Well, the concept stays the same, right? You know, they say let your kids start being a musician or something very, very early in life. So by the time they're 10 or 15, they're fucking amazing. But like, you know, it's ingraining that into a young brain that's a sponge that's absorbing all of this shit, and by the time they get to an adult age, this has become the norm for them, and they don't see anything wrong with it. So why fight back against it?
And it's evil if you see anything wrong.
Well, the weirdest thing is old liberals who rallied against the system refuse to see the system that's been installed in the last 20 years, you know, since Obama. They can't come to grips with that. Because again, the theory of hate is 10 times worse than real world consequences. So when I hang out with these guys, and they are my friends, and I love them, and just because they don't necessarily see it doesn't mean they're bad people.
Right, of course.
You know, they will sit there and bitch and moan about Hollywood's woke. They can't get work. They can't do anything. But on the internet, they're like, Trump's a bad guy.
Man,
bad. They can't see that the oppressor is the woke people right now. Now, that's not saying Republicans, you know, I'll tell you, every Republican going back to Nixon is a war criminal piece of shit, right?
I agree. Yep.
I'm not like the problem with the woke left is that they go, if you're not conforming to what we believe, that means you're a Republican or you're right.
Yep.
And they don't realize I hate both sides.
Yeah, same. And the right does it too. You know, I'll defend certain things, like we were getting into certain arguments about whether burning the flag.
Israel.
Israel, obvious.
They're
That's
so
an obvious
lost
one.
on that. And like
That, burning the
James
flag.
Lindsay and his like woke right shit.
Yeah.
This term, like there's very few people I've seen use the term that I respect. There's a couple guys that I've been told have used it, and I'm this isn't geared at them.
Right.
But the woke right is literally the Zionist yelling,
Yes.
"'Cause you hate the Jews,"
Right.
which is the emotional response to a data that you don't like.
Right.
Oh, it's because you're a hater, and you're like, no, dude. Here's the data. This is it's plain as day. Has hater. It's like I had a female comic tell me I was anti-Semitic and hate Jews. I go, I've been living with a Jew for 22 years.
Sounds like you're a Zionist, Sam.
Yeah. Sounds like a dude. We just had a crazy episode, dude. Of a guy's basically saying the entire Middle East religious. This is where it all started. Is total bullshit. He's like, it probably started in Britain, which is a crazy boom.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh yeah, dude. If you know that they've astroturfed that the Israel of today is the Israel from the Bible, and you know it's not,
Right.
What else are they lying about?
And Rothschild helped out with Israel. He like one of the only times he spoke publicly in whatever they have Parliament. It was about Israel. It's fascinating.
The Bank of England has destroyed Germany, Russia, China, and Italy. They've destroyed them.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if there's mass casualties in India, but we know hundreds of millions of Russians died,
Yep.
hundreds of millions of Chinese died, and we know, and listen, sorry guys, all you Hitler dick riders, your boy was a tweaking gay prostitute.
Occultist.
Who was a fucking British occultist spy. And his job was to be the Bolsheviks. They weren't called Bolsheviks.
Right.
They were called Nazis, okay? And their job was to destroy Germany from the inside. But Sam, he fought the bankers. He lied. He threw Rothschild in jail. He threw Rothschild in jail for a week.
Yeah.
I've had friends with DUIs spend more time in jail than fucking that.
Legit.
Okay?
Right.
So all you have to do is go to what Albert Pike said, which is the Michael Jordan of Freemasons, okay? And what is his famous line? When they need a hero, we will supply it.
I mean, dude, no, keep going. Finish your thought.
Well, no, but when you realize that the Scotch Freemasons of Britain were all behind the formation of Israel, it totally lines up.
Right. I mean, you can go back and look at how the Rothschilds were funding both sides of the Napoleonic Wars. And then they had to choose, like you're saying, who's going to be the hero here. At some point, they did like the calculation and said, all right, we're going against Napoleon. And that's that. And then it's not like that just stopped. That's the playbook. We fund both sides.
It is the playbook. So
Constantly.
If we know they did it to Germany. We know they did it to Russia. We know they did it to China. And through the British-India Opium Wars,
Yep.
which was in China, but the British-India trade company,
Yep.
right? We know they just extracted all the wealth from India.
100%.
All the wealth came from India. They destroyed India from the inside. They're trying to do it in America.
And I think our country does that. They do these these experiments in other countries to how to do it here, like the way we did it to Haiti. Like Wilson started with Haiti, destroying it. The Clintons did Haiti, and you see them kind of destroy it from within in various ways, whether it's tariffs, weapons of mass destruction in terms of we can question an earthquake, different things like that,
Yeah,
weather manipulation.
we do here. We do.
100%. Human trafficking. And then they apply that to this country. It's like they use them as testing grounds to then apply it here and then destroy it from the inside. Assassinations. I mean, we had people from our government, they were a part of the Haitian assassination with the guy's wife, So they do that.
If you get in to the hammer and nail speech by what's his face, General Wesley Clark,
I don't know that.
after 9/11, you don't know about that speech?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so like a year or two after 9/11, Wesley Clark is giving he's being interviewed at a live panel, and they started asking him about 9/11 and what he knew, and he goes, so I go down to the State Department and I'm walking around, and one of my old generals calls me into the room. He goes, what's going on? He goes, I don't know. He goes, I don't know. He goes, what do you mean you don't know? Well, I just got this paper saying we're about to go into Iraq. And he goes, why? Why are we going into Iraq? He goes, I don't know. I don't know why we're going into Iraq. They're just going to go into Iraq. So 2 weeks later, he comes back and he comes in. The guy pulls him into his office again. Come here. Right. He comes in. He goes, what's going on? Are we going in Iraq? He goes, it's worse. I just got this paper that lists 7 countries we're going to invade in the next 5 years.
Wow.
And they were Syria, Iraq, Iran, Sudan, Libya.
Afghanistan.
And there was one more. I can't remember. One more.
Was it Afghanistan?
There were 1 or 2 more. We've, outside of Iran, we've toppled every one of them. And what's going on in Sudan right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. That's what we do. I mean, we are that. I mean, people were getting mad at me about when we bombed Iran, which was the night we were at Bohemian Grove. We were on stage when Trump dropped the bomb, and they're all talking about how this is a major threat to America. How dare you? And I'm like, you do understand? I mean, like, I'm not defending them, but I'm saying you do understand why they also hate us, because we infiltrated their government and toppled it from within. So imagine if that happened here, which it has in other ways, but like we went there. It was Teddy Roosevelt's son who went there and helped coup the whole place and install the next
100%.
guy. So like, I don't agree with Iran, but I know why they hate us, because we went there and took over.
Yeah, 100. I mean, like, everyone's like, you're like, I don't like what our government's doing. You don't like it here. Why don't you move? Well, because I like it here.
Right.
Right? That's why I want to stay.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I have to support these fucking bullshit policies that we have all 100% voted in a non-war president every fucking time.
Yep.
Just and then we just turn around, they just BF us.
Yep.
And just stab us in the back.
I mean, going back to Wilson, he ran on no new wars. Boom. World War I. That's what
dude,
they do.
FDR was good friends with Hitler. It's all bullshit, dude.
Yep. I totally agree.
It's all bullshit.
Well, that's a good place to end. This was so much fun, dude. We love having you on.
Everything's fake and gay.
Everything's fake and gay. Tell everybody you got tour dates and places to go look.
So I'm going to be in Vegas, November 21st. Going to be with Tim Full Hat Comedy with Eddie Bravo.
Sick.
And all the boys from the show. Then I'm going to be in Minneapolis, I believe, November 17th through the 19th. And then I'm going to be. I got one more gig after that. I'm also in New Orleans for Skankfest.
Rad. Then
I'm in Vegas. Then I'm in Minneapolis. Then I close it out with the end of the year with the boys at the Dojo of Comedy. My good friend Robbie the Fire Bernstein, Howie Dewey will be joining up from Cash Days, and myself.
Awesome.
And then, if you're in the Atlantic City area, January 10th, I can't announce the event, but an epic, earth-shattering event will be happening that I'm helping create.
Okay.
That when everybody sees it, they're going to love it.
Incredible.
And it starts on January 10th at Caesar's Palace. We're basically taking over Caesar's Palace in Atlantic City.
Oh, man.
January 10th. If you're anywhere near there, trust me, you want to come to the event.
Incredible.
It's going to be the fucking fireworks and partying and having the best time with all your favorite people. So
awesome.
I can't wait to tell everybody that day is coming very soon.
Awesome.
Once all the contracts, T's are crossed and I's are dotted.
Incredible.
Once that's done, baby, you're going to love this shit, dude.
I
want to say something else to you, Shane.
Yeah.
This is I'm going to, and then you can kick me the fuck out, okay? Because I got to go watch Ink Master, all right? But It's my one brain rot thing I do. My
We all need
dog's
one.
dying in the other room, and my girlfriend's like, "Come hang with them." I'm like, "Ink Master's on. I work hard. Let
need
me
it.
watch some Ink Master.
Let me have this.
Let me just have this." This is a wonderful time, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I had a great time. I had a great time. This is a wonderful time to write scripts,
Yeah, okay.
and you should start looking into that.
Okay.
Because what you're going to see is this there's gonna be this giant change in how Hollywood, which is no longer being Hollywood, but show business work.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting away. Listen, all those big money movies, they're money laundering. They're like, we lost them $100 million. Like,
for
they
real.
don't give a shit,
For
dude.
real.
That's money laundering. But what's happening is those movies are no longer reaching people. That's the real problem.
Yeah, of course.
$100 million of Fed funny fractional reserve banking, they can lose that. They don't give a shit. They hit another button, they get it.
Yeah.
So they're not reaching people. So the new thing is indie films,
Yep.
and in particular, indie comedies
Okay.
are the big ones.
Sick.
So if you can write, you're a great writer.
Thank you.
You know, this guy, so fucking funny. He goes up Bohemian Grove, just reads his tweets and crushes,
That was fun.
right?
Thank you
so,
for having me do that.
No, well, Shane, you should be on the road doing it because
Yeah.
you're so fucking funny.
Thank you.
So start working on scripts,
I
dude.
will. I will. That's a huge inspiration. I certainly will. I've been working on them for quite some time. I have them. So I'll do that. And I got to tell you this. Our last guest was Drea de Matteo of The Sopranos.
her.
And she wanted me to make sure you have an invitation to her Halloween party tomorrow.
I want to go to her Halloween party. It's just you have kids, like, dude,
I know.
these things pop up and it destroys any social life you have, which is blessings to have kids.
Yes, of course.
So while I can go hang out with the hot chick from The Sopranos and whatever amazing outfit she's going to have on, I have to go with my kids and beg for fucking cavity candy.
I get it. Dude, Sam, you're the best. I am so grateful.
Sorry if I talk too much.
No, dude, not enough. We got to have you back for
It's a
another
fucking
show.
talk show. Who
Yeah,
cares?
we need this. The people love you. You're great, man.
I love you too, buddy.
Thank you so much, man. And we'll talk soon. I can't wait for New Year's Eve, and it's going to be a good time. So,
All right, bud.
Have a great
Bye,
night,
guys.
brother.
Love
See
you.
you, man.
Take care.
Love
Thanks
you,
for having
man.
me on.
Thanks,
Go to
man.
samtripoli.com for all my dates.
that's
Go
right.
there.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you, man. Awesome.
Bye.
Shout out to the great Sam Tripoli. Incredible. We have some super chats here I want to get to. Well, we get to callers.
Yeah, I'm throwing the links out right now.
I told both of them, I was like, it's only be 20, 30 minutes. And
It actually it works out good because
Yeah.
we've got two
Solid
guests
hour.
and then we've got a solid hour
Yep.
plus for our fans to call in and hang out. So that's cool.
Stacy, thank you for the chat. I ran 7 TV stations at once. If something was going to go wrong, audio would be the easiest to fix while making sure the other 6 stations stayed on air. That's like a circus act. My goodness. And Stacy said here, lost all my chats. I don't know what that's in reference to. I don't think I lost any.
No, her chats are dropping off. Just they time out eventually afterwards.
yeah.
So that's the curse of having a 45-minute guest.
Yeah. And then thank you to YTMIT Fibby, live in GER and can barely tolerate political direction anymore. Want to speak publicly, but afraid of losing my job or getting beat up. Elementary school teacher. What would you do in my position? It's really tough. As someone who was a professor in a place that was in 2 different colleges, surrounded by legit Marxists, I would go and listen to other teachers teach as I was on my breaks. I literally stand outside their doorway and hear them say things like, the Chinese Communist Party isn't that bad. This is why it's good. And I knew there's multiple ways of doing it. And I went through those in my head. I could come out here and just say, everyone's wrong and this is why. But I was literally all alone. And I decided that I can set an example by putting my values and my feelings into the curriculum and having them read certain things that wasn't bashing them over the head, but would hopefully give them like a really good foundation without I don't want to say I was tricking them, but I kind of had to with these young students who were just out of public schools. They were now in college. And I had to show them not everything has to be political. Not everything has to be ideological. I can show you things that have good values in them. I'm teaching writing, right? So it's easy for me to show them nonfiction, fiction, poetry, stuff like that, journalism that was good outside of the realm of Marxist ideology. So I did that. And because, as I've said before on the show, I had students on day one, this one chick in particular, look at me on the day we were introducing ourselves to each other. And she looked at me and said, "I'll never learn anything from a white man." And in my head, I'm like, oh man, I'm about to wild out. But I'm like, I'm a teacher. I want to keep it together here. And so I just told myself in my inner monologue, I'm going to do what I have to change her mind without pushing back like every other teacher she's seeing. So I don't know how it's going to work in an elementary school, but you can kind of tweak that, with what you're showing them. Because the public schools are certainly, a lot of them are lost. Even in West Virginia, this is a deeply red state. It has been since around, I think, George W. when he was running, because it used to be a blue state because of unions with the coal mines. And then it flipped to red and has maintained red. In a year ago, that last general election, it was deep red. But the public schools are still infiltrated by people who were indoctrinated at colleges. They come home and now they think we have to save these children from their Republican, their conservative, their Christian parents. So it's really tough when you're in that environment. But that was my solution until, eventually I was pushed out. I just couldn't exist there. They literally were saying, we don't want white men. We don't want straight white men. They put that on their applications. They made that very well known. And I wasn't getting vaccinated. So there's a whole other thing they sent us home during COVID, and in New York, they just forced you into unemployment. No one was hiring you. Everything was shut down unless you were a tradesman, which was like the best. If you're a plumber, you excelled during COVID, at least by us in New York. So I was on unemployment for the first time for that spring semester into a part of that fall semester. And it was I hated that feeling, and went back to work. They gave me the option to go back to college to teach or do it on Zoom. And I chose to go to the school, be in person. It was disgusting because I was there was 2 professors on that campus who decided to go back. The disgusting part was they put me in a theater with 10 kids and they made every kid sit in their own row behind plexiglass. They put me behind plexiglass and no one could hear each other. So that was horrible. And then about a month or 2 into that semester, New York State sent me a stack of letters saying it was actually illegal for adjunct professors, which is what I was, to collect unemployment. And there was a law about that on the books already. So even during a situation like lockdowns where I was forced into the situation, I now owed back more money than what I made as an adjunct, and we were poor. And I quit right there. I told my classes, sayonara, I enjoy teaching you, but I have to go to court to fight both colleges. And I was able to win. I defended myself. I showed proof on how this is ridiculous. Whole long story. It really sucked. And, but yeah, I told that story recently because I was saying right after I quit, I had no job. I had 2 kids. One was just born. My wife was fired for not getting vaccinated. We had a mortgage on a new house that we just bought on the day of lockdowns in New York. And 1 or 2 weeks after having no job at all, after leaving teaching, is when this job just fell out of the sky. And here we are. Crazy time. So that's my long-winded story for that. I wish I had a better answer. It's going to be really tough, but we have to try to save the kids. So it's like, I don't want to tell you to just quit. If you're there, you have a job, you can find a way to help these kids, because I know a lot of them are surrounded by degenerate teachers who think they're doing what's right for their kids. It's evil. So
it's like,
that's that.
How do I reach these kids?
Yo, literally. They're so bad. They're so bad, man. And some of them don't even know that they're that bad, these teachers. Some of them think they're just doing what's right, and they don't realize that they're actually evil. So, all right. Let's get to some callers, shall we?
Yeah.
We're here till 1. We're here till 1.
Yep. We are here till 1. So we got about another hour and 6 minutes. We're in no man's land here in about 6 minutes. Did you and Alex ever do a episode this long before?
Nope. There might be one.
Not counting like broken up pre-records and stuff, because that one Saturday, the first Saturday I was in here, it was a double episode.
Right.
And it was that was a 4-hour session you guys did, I believe, that day.
I don't think so. I think this is the longest one. I think this will be the longest one. MC Oldhead, adjuncts get ripped off. So like last I checked when I was going through this process with the courts, 70% of professors in this country are adjuncts, which means they have no health insurance. They have no job insurance, no job security, because it's semester by semester. And we got paid, I think I got paid, it was like between $1,500 and $2,000 per semester per class. And each college only allows professors to have 2 classes at most, which is why I was at 2 different colleges, 2 different classes at each college. And I was a furniture mover for the box truck, with the box truck, and I was freelancing for different magazines. It was insane. So I was writing while driving a box truck, literally. It was insane. So yeah, they get ripped off, and it's so bad. It's so bad what they do to adjuncts. And then like tenure's terrible, and they keep on all these horrible professors who, buy into the DEI, who are totally Marxist, and they get to have a job forever and get a ton of money. They get a lot of money. So yeah, I thought I'd be a professor forever. Honestly, I did like the idea of teaching, but colleges suck. It's terrible.
Indeed. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out the last couple hours with our guests. We appreciate you being here. Shout out to everybody watching us on Rumble right now. Huge audience there.
What's up?
We're going to get to calls in just a second, but before we do, don't forget, like, subscribe, share the show with everybody you know. We want to be around long enough to do this again next year with more guests and more stuff like that. So get us there, and we will bring you along for the ride. Let's bring on Synchrotron. I got a small list of people here that requested to be on the show tonight, specifically to talk about some things. So we're going to get to our first one here.
Sick. Oh, and I want to clarify. Mental Flake says, that sounds dangerous, Shane. I'm glad you didn't get into an accident. I would type on my phone sometimes, but I do a lot of voice to text.
Yeah, I don't think he actually meant physically writing while trying to drive a truck.
That has happened.
Bad shit.
I will say that
serious?
has happened. Yes. I have like little notebooks. I have them all, look, I have like this. I'm everywhere I go, I have one of these things. Oh, look what fell out. Shout out to the lectern leader. Yeah, but I found out eventually that speech to text is a great technology.
Synchro, are you with us?
Can you hear me?
We can. What's up, dude?
Hey, guys. Wanted to talk about the Galactic Federation tonight.
All right. Let's hear it.
Just a second. Let me bring my notes up. There's a lot to this. I'm going to try to get to all of it real quick and not take up too much time. I had to write a script. So if I sounded a little stiff, I wanted to make sure I got to all these parts. So I'm going to be partially reading from a script.
Okay. Ready when you are.
All right. So I'm not going to have as much evidence as I usually like to give you this time. This is mostly going to be theory, but this theory will explain the zoo hypothesis, the dark forest hypothesis, and the Fermi paradox all at the same time.
Okay.
Ooh.
Perfect.
So without burying the lead, the reason that the aliens are here, and I call them the Galactic Federation, I'm sure you can probably guess why I think they're here. It's my favorite topic. It's CERN.
Mm-hmm.
They're here because of vacuum decay, because they're trying to stop us or the artificial intelligence that we're working on from actually causing it.
Yep.
So I actually think that in an alternate timeline that this already happened, and they have the ability to perceive this before it gets to them, and I'll go into that later. Their foreknowledge of this event combined with some method of either time travel or multiversal travel is how that they've been here. I've been working on this theory for about the past 6 years, so I'm pretty confident. So to start off, I want to humanize this topic and give everybody in the audience a way to kind of relate to it.
Cool.
So in the past couple of years, we've had experimental proof that quantum fluctuations can actually lead to vacuum decay. One of my favorite YouTubers, Sabina, did a video on it, I think like 2 years ago. For the sake of argument, I want to move forward assuming that we've proven that this is something that we've actually quantified and that it's a real thing.
For those who don't know what you mean by quantum fluctuations and vacuum decay, can you just briefly put that out there for them?
Yeah, so there's a theory that's been around since 77, I think, that quantum fluctuations or high energy experimentation can cause an instability in the Higgs field, which will cause what they call, we exist in a false vacuum right now. And they're worried that it can decay into a true vacuum in which all of physics as we know it would go away. And there would be a sphere of nothing, the speed of light, that would expand in all directions and destroy the entire universe, or at least the parts that aren't moving away from us at light speed.
And when you say destroy, you mean like it's shredding the planet?
Right. Well, it's destroying the laws of physics as we know it. So all atoms, all matter would cease to exist. The planet, every star, all the galaxies, literally everything.
Beautiful. And you think that's happening right now?
No, I think it has happened in an alternate timeline, an alternate universe. I'm not exactly 100% sure on that.
Okay, and then before you continue, I just want to go back to one more thing. When you say that they've experienced this in an alternate timeline, are you saying that do you believe the alternate timeline is a parallel timeline, as if it's kind of like it's just like ours and things that happen there happen here?
Yeah, I think that, so there's a physicist, his name is Max Tegmark. He has a theory called the ultimate ensemble theory that states that all mathematically possible universes do exist. Mm-hmm. And I happen to buy into that. So I believe that there is an infinite multiverse, mm-hmm. and that, yes, that there's an almost infinite number of parallel Earths in which this is happening, has happened, will happen.
So then that it's like about, it's saying past, present, future is infinite. And it's happening in all these different parallel dimensions or universes. I've heard that theory before.
Right.
So, okay, continue with where you left off with the vacuum decay in your theory.
Okay, so let's assume that humanity gets to the point where we can travel to other galaxies and other star systems and such. Mm-hmm. So now that we believe that this theory is real, we would then there would be an impetus on us to find every other planet where sentient life develops. The theory of the quantum fluctuations that says this could happen, the odds of that happening are so low that most people believe that the universe will reach the heat death before that actually happens. But a sentient species could actually cause that much sooner. Mm-hmm. I think this is really funny, with a nod to the Pokemon series, you've got to catch them all. You've got to find every planet that has life on it, catalog them, and assess the likelihood that they're a threat to the Higgs field. Because if you miss just one of them, and they do turn out to be a threat, and they cause this to happen, it's the extinction of every species in the universe. So I think that's the frame in which the Galactic Federation is working. That's the reason why they're interested in Earth. That's the reason why they're interested in other planets with life on them.
What do you think about the findings of Mars with the life on Mars now? Is this fitting into your theory?
Yeah, life on other planets, I'm certain that exists. Whether or not there was sentient life at some point in the past on Mars, I'm not really sold on, but it's a possibility.
Do you believe in aliens in the typical Hollywood way, or do you have a different theory on what these are when you say like sentient beings?
I think that they're biological entities that evolved the same way that we did. I also believe in angels and demons too. So I think that all of that stuff is real. I don't think that aliens are demons.
Okay. So you see them all as separate things.
Right. Yeah. To go off on a little short side tangent, I think that, so there's a thing called the quantum foam. I think that's actually where like demons exist. It's empty space is teeming with information. It's just constantly doing stuff. And I actually think that demons are disembodied mathematical entities that live in the quantum foam.
Explain that.
I don't know really how to expound on that anymore. That's just how I perceive demons to exist. People usually think of demons as being down, below, and the quantum foam is even below the Higgs field, so it's incredibly small. The Planck length, if you were to scale a single atom up to the size of the Earth, the Planck length would be the size of the head of a pin. Mm-hmm. So the Planck length is unfathomably small, and the quantum foam is below that.
Do the demons as you see them, are they interacting with us, and are they able to possess people?
Yes, I think so. But there's been a lot of studies into quantum effects in human brains, and it's looking like there's at least some type of quantum effect in human brains. So yes, if human brains work on quantum physics, and it looks like they do, and these are quantum entities, then yes, they would be able to do that.
Do you think this is observable? Like if they've claimed at CERN to find the Higgs boson. So is that like something else you think they're looking for?
Maybe. I think that's beyond our ability to perceive at this point. I don't think we have the technology to actually quantify demons yet.
I feel like part of me feels like they are opening portals to bring them here.
Well, so hell is supposed to be the absence of God, to be separated from God, and God is supposed to be all of creation. So the true vacuum, what I mentioned earlier, which will happen if vacuum decay happens, that's actually, they say true vacuum, they mean actual nothing. It's the real void. I think there's a strong probability that the true vacuum is hell as described in the Bible, because like I said, it's separated from creation as we know it.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, that is a deep psychological torture to be in a void. I mean, we were kind of discussing that last night when the caller was talking about the demons who in Legion, right? Who Jesus puts into the pigs before casting them into the waters. He was saying how, like,
that's a cool story, by the way.
Oh, it's such a good story. It's such a good story. But the void is scary. I think a lot of people, I mean, it's hard to understand what hell looks like, other than that we know it's some sort of absolute torture. But a lot of us, I think, apply our knowledge of Hollywood's versions of it, or Dante's Inferno, all these different things. People forget, like, we really don't really understand hell, other than that it's a place separate from God and that you're punished and tortured. Who knows how and what it looks like, but the void is a good way of putting it, because the nothingness is a terrifying, I was going to say image, but it's not even an image. It's just an anti-everything.
Somebody just brought up Event Horizon in chat, and I wanted to mention this. So Event Horizon is based on the Warhammer 40K warp. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Mm-hmm. So I think of the quantum foam that I mentioned earlier and the demons that I believe exist. And I think that the quantum foam is actually the warp from 40K because it has sentient creatures in it. I just thought that was an interesting thing to add.
Do you think there's a possibility that the creatures that might be somewhere else are us from the past, technologically advanced, like ancient breakaway civilizations?
I've heard that theory before. I don't think that it's us from the future or the past. It could be, but that's not my understanding of things.
And when you picture these things in your mind, like these beings, are they at all like us, or do they look like the Greys we hear about?
Are you talking about the demons?
Maybe not the demons, the aliens, yeah.
I don't have any theories about what type of species they are. I'm actually way less interested in that than why they're here and what they're doing. So I'm not going to claim that, they're reptiles or they're the Greys or anything like that. Actually, the Greys, I think, are. So you were talking about the surgery.
We lost you. The Greys just got him.
It might be his internet.
The Greys just abducted Synchro live on air. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's 12:08. We're 8 minutes into Halloween, and Synchro has been abducted. He might be in the vacuum.
Hello?
Hey, oh my goodness. Are you here? We lost you.
Yeah, I had to disconnect my network real quick and hook back in. I'm surprised I could still hear you guys talking.
Oh, okay. Well, we hear you now.
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, 1 second. Let me bring my notes back up. Crap, I forgot where I was.
We were talking about...
Oh, yeah, okay, the Greys. So you were talking about how they did surgery on autistic kids to make them look like aliens. I think Russia did that.
Allegedly, we did that. I don't know if that's true or not. Annie Jacobson, in her book about Area 51, says that her source told her that. I have questions about the veracity of that story, but that is the story, is that our government at Area 51 were like not genetically modifying, we were like surgically modifying these disabled children to look like extraterrestrials to freak out the Soviets.
So I think that the Greys are actually based on autistic traits. There's a lot of physical things that happen with kids who have autism. Their skulls tend to be bigger because the brain size is larger. Their eyes tend to be a little bit farther apart. They tend to be more, have hypermobility, like their elbows and knees will bend backwards. So I think that the whole Grey thing is actually based on autistic traits and then just expounded on and taken to the extreme. Like, what if this continued happening for a couple hundred years? And the fact that they did surgeries apparently on autistic kids to do that really cements that in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, if that's a real story, it's insane. But I mean, our government has done crazier things, so I wouldn't be surprised. We were just talking about last week how our government with MIT, with Quaker Oats, were doing secret experiments on disabled kids by feeding them secretly poisoned radioactive oatmeal. So
that still has me fucked up. That's
dude,
so
it's
crazy.
insane. So real quick, before I want to get to another caller, we'll try to get to as many people as possible, but I'm just curious about your theory with these alternate dimensions and the parallel realities. Do you think there's a possibility that if other parallel realities they exist, and maybe we're slightly off in terms of like they're not all happening at the exact same time, like they're not in synchro, is it possible for them to maybe communicate and be like, there's technology from our future parallel universe and giving it to another universe, and like there's like communications happening?
I don't. Unfortunately, I don't have any opinion on that. I don't. I think that trying to. I don't believe that they're synchronized. I don't think that time. Time is supposed to work differently in heaven, and I think that it works differently in between universes. So I don't think. I don't think that's viable.
Okay, fair. That's a good answer. Well, it's always a pleasure hearing from you, sir. We appreciate you calling in. If you have anything else you want to share, let us hear it.
Yeah, I had a lot more to this that I wanted to get to, but I'll call in some other night and do it. I want to leave you guys with a fun poem.
Cool.
That I had Renee listen to. She liked it.
Let's hear it.
Okay. I wrote this like 20 years ago, so don't judge me for how dark it is. Humpty Dumpty fell from a wall, then rose from his grave, vowing to kill them all, blaming the world for the cause of his death. He ate and he ate until nothing was left. He swallowed the bodies of all he could find until he had gobbled up all of mankind. Then he returned to the wall of his birth, and he climbed to the top filled with nothing but mirth. With a leap and a laugh, he fell back to the earth, knowing it would crack from the weight of his girth.
Dang, dark Humpty Dumpty poem. Awesome, dude. I appreciate you sharing that. And at the end of last year, I was on an egg kick in terms of the narrative, and we did a whole Inverted World Live about eggs, so it would have fit in well with that episode. It was with Raven from the Nephilim Death Squad, and we went over eggs at the end of last year were like infiltrating the news in every possible way. Stolen eggs, egg prices, egg imagery, and we got into the cosmic egg. So, and I remember talking about Humpty Dumpty as well. So amazing. Appreciate it, man. And I'm sorry we can't have more time. I want to try to get to more people for the Halloween episode, but you're always welcome on.
Yeah, we'll talk to you next week.
I'll call in next week and finish this story. There was so much of it. I knew I wouldn't be able to fit it all in.
Sorry, man. But
That's all right.
We got some good stuff, and we'll do it again.
All right, guys. Take care.
You too,
a good night.
See you, brother.
Later. Yeah, I did, and I wrote a whole article about eggs too. I was really like deeply into the egg stuff. It was a crazy time, and there was as I was writing the article, a whole tractor trailer of eggs were stolen from Pennsylvania.
That's brutal.
It was. The egg prices were crazy back then.
Yeah,
they're still not great.
That's not the first time that someone stole an entire truck of eggs during like an egg-demic.
Egg-demic, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, who do we got next?
Let's check our list out.
JCW1ZI says excellent.
Nice. All right. Jeremiah Campana is up next.
All right. Man, shout out to everyone at YouTube and Rumble for sticking with us tonight. You guys rule. We're here till 1, a little longer of an episode. Having fun.
Jeremiah, what's up?
Hey, my guys, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Hanging out, man. What's up?
Oh, living the dream. Happy Halloween.
You
Happy
too.
Halloween.
All right, real quick, guys. Sorry, you're hosting a Halloween party. Give me 5 must-play songs on your Halloween party playlist.
Oh shit.
Rockwell's "Somebody's Watching Me." I love that song, and I mean,
Classic.
I love the Ghostbusters theme song. I just can't help it. Shoot, this is tough.
Am I the only one that thinks the Beverly Hills Cop theme is like perfect for any situation or celebration?
I mean, yeah, that is good. It's always good.
It's 80s. Anything 80s, I think, fits in Halloween.
That song fucks so hard. I'm sorry, it just does.
Man, this is a really tough. A third one is really tough. I'm cheating. I'm looking really quick at songs, and I can't answer a third one. But like Werewolves of London, I love Warren Zevon, however you say his name. That's a great song. I mean, my goodness. There's a
Two more.
There's a Misfits song that I love. I think that's a
no,
Halloween
there's
song.
J. Mitch got it. You can't count out Thriller from Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Did I say? Oh, I didn't.
You
say
gotta like
Thriller?
have
Yeah,
that
I
video
love Thriller.
playing like
Yeah.
on a projector screen behind you, even if it's not like
I
even
love Thriller.
on.
What about you, dude?
Such a dope
100%.
video.
What do you got, Brandon?
See, my playlist for things like this just consist of the same shit I listen to anyway. I don't have like any specific like holiday music that I get into. You know, like everybody when they break Mariah Carey out of cryostasis every Christmas and bust her out for a straight month in all the grocery stores.
Yeah.
I don't do stuff like that. I just listen to all the bands I love. But I do have kind of like fall and spring and summer themes. Like there's stuff that I'll listen to here, stuff that reminds me of seasons, things like that. You know, like
Yeah.
Census Fail, stuff like that. Early
Yeah.
November. Further on in the year I get, the darker I seem to get with the music that I'm listening to.
It's getting colder.
And it kind of brightens back up as summer comes up. So
Oh, there is one song, and this is going to seem like sacrilegious now in retrospect, but this is what we did at our wedding. So my wife walked down the aisle. This is not a Halloween song. To God Only Knows by the Beach Boys, but as we kissed and walked out of the church and opened the doors, we did play "I Put a Spell on You" by Screamin' Jay Hawkins.
Right on.
I love that song. That original song is insane, and like the whole story about how he says he like went into some weird like transient like void in his brain, and they recorded like a 6-hour version of that song and cut it down to the one we know. I love that video with him. It's such a great character. So that is a special song. I love that song.
you can't count out Bette Midler's version of it from Hocus Pocus. That one kicked pretty good ass too.
And Manson's got a pretty good version of it too. But that's a great question.
Very nice.
That's a tough question. But
It
thank you
is.
for asking.
Makes me think. I hate that.
So what else is going on,
Brains
man?
are hurting. Yeah, just I told you guys I'd call in with that ghost story. So
Sick.
what a better time to tell it than now.
Lay it on us.
So Mansfield Reformatory. First of all, if you haven't been, you guys are in West Virginia. Go there. Even in the daytime, it's an awesome place. Just the building is awesome. The history is awesome. It's just really cool. So if you haven't been, definitely go there. So a couple summers ago, actually, this is I want to say 2019. During the summer, I went to an overnight ghost hunt there, hosted by Ghost Hunts USA, no longer in business, which is a shame because they were really good hosts, good people that worked there. And I'm going by myself because no one wanted to go. So I'm like, you know what? I paid the money. Screw it. I'm going to go. So I drive the 45 minutes from Columbus to Mansfield. And I get there, and there's like 70, 80 people at this thing.
Nice.
And at first I'm like, this sucks. Like, there's no way. Like, people, you can't keep this many people quiet. Like, this is going to be a terrible time.
Right.
But they ended up breaking us up into smaller groups, three groups of about 20, which is still kind of a lot of people. But I didn't realize the building was so massive when they broke us up into those smaller groups. Like, you never even saw or heard or ran into any of the other groups that split off. So it actually ended up being pretty cool. So, you know, they give you the tour, and then at the end of the night, they give you like 2 hours to just roam on your own. So we're going through the tour, and the lady that's giving us the tour, you know, we're in the showers. And at first, you know, she's like, you know, so one of the cool things that happens in here is, you know, people like they set their flashlights down, and the ghosts will turn the flashlights on and off. So they get a couple flashlights, they set them down, and they're, you know, hey, if you're with us, you know, turn the flashlights off. And they would go off and come back on. And I'm like, you know, that's okay, I guess. I mean, it's not really blowing me away or anything, but it's kind of cool. So we leave the showers, and we're going, and we end up in the basement. The basement is super, super creepy, and also very, very massive. So we're down in there, and the lady who's giving us the tour, she's, you know, telling us the history about things that went on in the basement and all the the haunts and stuff that go on down there. And above us, there's like this massive you know, ductwork, like HVAC stuff, like all above us. And in the middle of her talking, you just hear boom, 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 like someone just like punching the ducts. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird, but like she didn't stop talking, and nobody else seemed to react to it. So I'm like, am I the only one who heard that? Like that was really freaking loud. Like it's maybe it's an old building. Maybe it just makes noise like that. A couple minutes later, same thing. Boom, boom, boom. Now finally everyone's like looking at each other like, did you hear that? Are we crazy? Like, and the host, she's like, doesn't really stop talking, but she kind of like is looking at us like, okay, so we did hear something. And then as everyone's looking at each other, it happens again. Boom, boom, boom. It's like, okay, something weird is going on here. So she's like, before we, decide this is paranormal, let me, walkie-talkie the other groups, make sure that, we have the isolation or the, what do you call that? The, when you're locked in the room by yourself, the,
escape room?
No. When you're in prison and you, not isolation, but,
oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the word right now?
Why am I having a brain fart right now? Solitary confinement.
Thank you.
Solitary. I had myself muted. Yeah, it's solitary.
That's it.
So, there might be a group up in solitary. So she walkie-talkies, nobody's in solitary. So whatever we're hearing, at first I'm thinking animals, but I'm like, why would an animal make a sound like it's punching the air ducts above us? So anyway, we decided that's possibly paranormal, whatever. So have you guys watched them ghost shows where they have those devices that if any kind of electromagnetic, you usually set them down on the ground somewhere, and if any electro whatever goes over it, it like lights up like green and red and like makes a bleep, like bleeping noise.
Yeah, I've seen.
You guys know what about?
Yep.
Yeah. So they had like enough for the whole group to have one. So they give each person in the basement one of these things, and then they have these bigger ones that they set in 3 different places in the basement. And so the host is trying to, conjure up, whatever's down there, and nothing's happening. And then right when we're about to call it and leave the basement, all of a sudden, everybody's devices in their hands and the ones on the floor go off at the exact same time, loud as hell. And then for like what seemed like forever, it was probably like a couple minutes straight. And then they all shut off at the same time. I was like, whoa, that was creepy. That was creepy. So, but that's probably the most paranormal experience I've ever had in any of my adventures going ghost hunting. So
people in the chat are asking where this was. They want to know where this was again. They might have not caught it.
The Mansfield Reformatory.
Okay.
In Mansfield, Ohio.
Okay.
You can go. You can take tours during the day. It's like I said, it's an awesome place to go, regardless of when you go, whether it's a night ghost hunt or just during the day. It's really cool to go there.
Yeah, that's wild.
But they had a prison in Joliet, Illinois, that the old Joliet section that they closed down, and they turned that into a haunted prison. I never got to go there, but just the concept of a super old, creepy prison, seeing like an electric chair or something that used to be used, that whole thing always seemed like it would be cool to go see on Halloween, and just super spooky, even if you didn't see anything happen. So I'm actually kind of jealous you got to go do that.
Yeah.
It's they had a death chamber there. I can't remember if it was gas. I'm pretty sure it was gas.
Gas chambers are crazy.
They are pretty crazy
They're
looking.
crazy.
And they got a cell. There was a prisoner there when it was an operating prison who somehow lit himself on fire in his cell. And that's like one of the spots you kind of go to like see if his ghost is still around or whatever. I didn't experience anything there, but it's neat.
Yeah, Ohio's a strange place. This comment here from Vivica Bass Angel, Ohio is a psyop. When I go to every time I've been to Ohio, I've had some crazy experiences in Ohio. Not paranormal stuff, but per se, but like all the catching the evil people.
Yeah,
like
the worst experiences I've had in Ohio usually consisted of using their tollways. Call that what you will, but I thought it was terrifying.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's a weird vibe in Ohio, but there are really beautiful places. Driving through Ohio, I've driven through some insanely beautiful places, like great farmland.
Yeah, people think it's all flat, man. But the western part of the state is flat, but the southern part, the eastern part, very beautiful.
Yeah, extremely beautiful. Awesome, man. Appreciate the call, and we hope to hear from you again. Hope you have a great day, and be safe out there.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
And JCW1ZI says sleep token for the win. It's a pretty good band. It's a pretty good band.
Yeah, their drummer's phenomenal.
They're crazy.
And they all dress like lunatics. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the new album's pretty good. They're very good at doing different genres together where it doesn't sound too forced. You know, like growing up loving like Between the Buried and Me, they kind of went to different genres. This is very different, but it's kind of similar in terms of like somehow they can almost sound like The Weeknd, like R&B.
It's
and
so
then
weird.
It's seamlessly back into like heavy stuff. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm going back to Chicago next weekend, Born of Osiris is playing at the old venue that I worked with, and those super cool dudes. Shout out to Born of Osiris. Played tons and tons of shows with these guys. They used to bring us on to their Christmas shows every year. Super nice dudes. Used to hang out with the lead singer all the time. Awesome dude. And I found out they were going to be at my venue next Sunday while I'm there, and I'm like, dude, I gotta go catch that.
Yeah,
you know, because it's been so long since I've been to a Boo show, so I'm stoked for that. And the acronym for their band is Boo, so it's you know.
Perfect.
Pretty cool.
They're crazy good.
Yeah, they are. They're really
crazy good.
Yep.
I saw someone in the chat. I missed who said it, but someone else said Cannibal Corpse. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Old school.
Cannibal Corpse, honestly.
Old school. And Vela Maya, shout out to Vela Maya too. Shout out to Sam Applebaum, old homie that I used to work with. Amazing, amazing drummer. Dude is phenomenal. He's an absolute monster. And he's a hell of a barback, too. Great dude to work with. Miss those guys. Hope he's there next week when I see him. Shout out, shout out.
That's awesome.
Let's get to another caller.
Let's do it.
As the night dwindles on.
Jay also shout out Lamb of God. Great band from Virginia. Saw them open up for Pantera. You know, when I say Pantera, it's not the Pantera. It's, you guys know, it's Zach Wilde and the guy from Anthrax playing drums. Oh, what's his name? But they were incredible. Lamb of God was incredible. And Pantera was incredible. Someone also shouted out Nail Bomb. Incredible, Derek. Yes, great band. And who's this? Kimber Dawn says Misfits, Horror Hotel. Great, great, great. Oh, man, someone else. Derek shouted out Shadows Fall. And do we all know the trivia for who was the original singer of Shadows Fall? Anybody? I'll wait 2 seconds in the chat.
I can't think of it right now, but I know who you're talking about.
Anybody know? Anybody know? I'll go to Rumble really quick. Who was the original singer of Shadows Fall? Well, while we get to this other caller, I'm going to say it before anyone else. It was Phil Labonte.
Phil Labonte.
Phil Labonte.
I completely forgot he did Shadows at all.
Yeah, people are getting it. Derek got it. Yeah, dude.
That's crazy. I forgot about that.
Loved Shadows Fall in high school, so it is insane.
I was completely thinking of a different person. I completely forgot Phil did that.
Yeah, dude, Shadows Fall. Man, oh man. And all this metal talk, and Mo7 says, I hate metal. Well, too bad.
Yeah, shout out Phil and Sarah. I texted Phil the other day, see how him and everybody were doing. Him and the girl are great, and the baby is awesome. They did festive little pumpkin pictures with the baby. Baby looks good and healthy. Sweet. So shout out to them. We can't wait for you to get back to work, dude. We all miss you around here. Culpercast, we got you on the show. What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, bro? My bad. I didn't even realize it.
Oh, you're all good.
What's good, man?
How are y'all doing tonight?
We're doing great.
Chilling, man.
Having a real fun time.
Awesome. I got a little ghost story for y'all. I mean, it's not much, but...
Okay. Let's hear it.
All right, sweet. I am a little drunk. I had a few drinks tonight.
Well, we're kicking you out. Sorry. No longer. No. All good. What's good? Tell us the story.
Just to preface the story, in this story, I was smoking weed. This was when I was in high school.
Okay.
So,
we'll take note.
I was hitting a bong. That may have had something to do with it.
All right.
But my grandfather, so another preface, my grandmother was kind of like a crazy woman. She was kind of hard to deal with. So my family, my mother and my dad was in Iraq at the time, and we were kind of having problems with my grandmother.
Okay.
Hold up 1 second. My dog is like, calm down, but lay down. Sorry.
It's all good.
My dog is freaking out right now.
That's cool. Drea's was doing that earlier.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Her dog was going nuts, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to deal with him right now. He's like trying to bite me. Calm down.
Is your dog drunk too? Are you?
No. He's crazy, dude.
He probably just wants to say what's up.
Yeah, I have a duck dog. He was like bred to hunt ducks.
Oh,
and
sick.
He's crazy.
That's awesome.
But yeah. So my father was in Iraq, and my grandmother is a little crazy, kind of sociopathic.
Okay.
And my grandfather died when I was real young. And I have very little memory of him, but yeah, I was 4 years old when he died, but he loved me. I was his only grandchild at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had a little picture of him, so I knew exactly what he looked like. And I was on the land at the time. I was smoking weed. I was smoking out the bong on the land, the house that he built.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like trying to remember this. It's crazy because I'm by myself. I'm in this trailer. I'm smoking weed on the land of my grandfather. And all of a sudden, I'm sorry, my dog is freaking out. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Calm down, dude.
We don't hear anything. I don't think we're not hearing any
I
dog
don't hear
stuff.
him at all. Yeah.
But if
What
he's
he's doing to me right now is like grabbing my jacket sleeve and dragging me.
Maybe he's trying to show you something.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
he-
that used to be my dog's way of saying it, dude. You gotta take me for a fucking walk. I'm losing my mind.
He's freaking out. I'm about to let him out. That's what I'm gonna do. Go ahead. Hey. Go.
Yeah. Don't pull a Hassan.
I'm sorry.
Hassan?
Yeah, no. I'm so sorry. I mean, he's
Don't be
freaking
sorry.
out.
Don't be sorry. It's all good. This is a dog-friendly show. We love dogs.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna collect myself. So I'm just hanging out. Like I'm in high school. I'm smoking weed, and all of a sudden things got crazy. It was storming outside, and I was on the land that he bought, and he built the house, and everything got crazy, and I was freaking out. I was so high, and like, what is going on? What is going on? And somebody knocked on the door of the trailer. Like nobody knows I'm here.
Mhm.
I'm freaking out, and I go and I don't know who's here. I look, I peek out of the spy hole, the little hole you can look out the door.
Yep.
And I see my grandfather's face,
Ooh. All
and he's
right.
been dead for like 15 years. And he looks directly through the hole at me. I see him, and all of a sudden he disappears and like he flies under the trailer, like just completely. I'm looking at him, he disappears and flies under. And I'm freaking out, like I'm crying. I call my mother and like tell her to come get me. Like I can't drive. I'm freaking out.
How old were you at the time?
I was 17. So yeah, this is like crazy for me. I'm freaking out.
Yep.
And I see his like big mustache. And this passes. I'm like, okay. And a couple weeks later, I tell my friend about it. I'm like, hey, come with me. We're gonna go back to this trailer. Like I'm telling you, this happened. He's like, I don't know, dude. That sounds crazy. Blah blah blah. Well, he comes with me, and I'm like, I'm gonna do the same thing again. Let's smoke. Let's hang out. It all happens again, like that weird feeling where everything gets quiet,
Mm-hmm.
and it's storming again, and we're smoking. I'm like, wait. I hear something. We walk out of nobody's here at all. We walk out of the bedroom door. There's a shadow on the wall from my bedroom when I was a little kid in this trailer. I was like 4 years old when he died.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shadow coming from the bedroom where I was a kid. And he saw it too. We both saw it. We both looked at each other like, no way, dude. And the same thing happened. It was the weird feeling. He saw the shadow. And then it disappears. I'm trying to remember it. It's like, this is so long ago. I'm 30 now. And yeah, I started crying again. I called my mom again. And I'm trying to remember the story. I'm sorry. Like, I wasn't expecting
No, it's all good. Did anything else happen after that? Did the
No. That was all it was. I saw him that first time, my grandfather through the peephole. He disappears, and then I brought my friend, and then he had a shadow on the wall. He saw that, and that was all that really happened. But
did you have a history of seeing things while hitting the bong?
no.
Did anyone else in your family see your grandfather? Like, did he appear to anyone else ever?
No.
That's wild.
Now, my mom did say that she saw me when I was like 5 or 6. She would see me like talking to the corner of the wall
Mm-hmm.
to my grandfather. So I would like have a conversation. I don't remember this, but I would be like having conversations with them.
So we've had some of our earliest callers to this show. For some reason, at the very beginning of the show, we had a lot of people call in who were young parents observing their children talking to what they believe was the ghosts of their grandparents.
Yeah.
This is a reoccurring story. We haven't heard a lot of those in a while, but there was a lot of them in the very beginning of the show.
My mom was pretty convinced that whole Cubs hat thing that we had on the TV, she was pretty sure that that was my great-grandmother because it was her hat. She was a huge Cubs fan. She didn't live long enough to see them win the World Series. And I remember being there watching it, and when I saw them win Game 7, craziest baseball game I've ever seen in my life, I remember pointing up and be like, that was for you, even though I don't believe in the afterlife or anything like that. It was just kind of like a symbolic thing for me, like, hey, we did it, I hate that you're not here for it, but that hat fell off the TV so many goddamn times, and the top of that TV was a good 6 to 7, 8 inches of old school tube TV. There's no business anything falling off the top of it unless it was touched. It's like 8 feet in the air, on a dresser. And after we moved, it never happened again. So it was very, very curious. But my mom always thought it was my great grandmother.
Did you stop?
What's weird?
Oh, sorry.
What's weird is like, even though he died when I was 4 years old, I'm very close to him. If that makes sense. Like,
I mean, through the
always
stories
think
you've
about
heard,
him.
Yeah.
What he's been a part of my life my whole life, even though he's been gone most of my life.
Right. Yeah, I understand. I mean, my grandma lived with us while she was dying of leukemia with my wife and my children. So even though she died while my oldest was, 4 or 5, he has big time memories of her, and I imagine he'll grow up and she'll be a part of his life through the stories. And he has very clear memories of her.
That's what it is. It's mostly stories. That's why I'm so close to him.
Of course, I totally get that. Did you stop smoking weed after this encour?
No, of course not. But I don't smoke weed now.
I think I
I've been
smoked
drinking
more.
tonight.
Awesome. Well, appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, dude. It's
a
I wasn't
pleasure.
expecting to come in this early, but
Oh no, it's all good. This is perfect. We only have 20 some odd minutes left.
Only midway through the hour, so.
Yep. So it's perfect. You
hey,
got
I
in.
appreciate it, guys.
Of course, man.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Have a great night.
Yeah, have a great night.
While you get another caller in, I'm going to take a look real quick at this. What did I have here? Did I say the YT Mit Fibby? I want go online to YouTube. I don't know what that means. But thank you for the chat. And someone else asked 333RZ69 said, Shane, if you had to pick Hell Songs or Canada Songs, so that's in reference to the band Daughters, it'd be Hell Songs. Canada Songs is great. It's incredible. It's a very clear transition from As the Sun Sets to what they sounded like for Canada Songs. But Hell Songs I hated when it first came out. And this is a band I consider to be tied for, like, with me and how I feel about Kanye, Beach Boys, and Daughters.
I can't hear Hell Song without thinking about Sum 41.
Oh, that's funny.
I never got to see them live.
That's
I'm so
funny.
pissed.
Dude, Hell Songs the album is, I didn't like it at first, and then it grew on me, and I'm like, that is an amazing album. He changed the way he sang on it. It's got the greatest intro. They wrote that as one long song. The guitar player, Nick Sadler, so he says, it was like one long song. Then they cut it up. Love that album. I think that band can do no wrong, and I hope they come back. I miss them. And then I saw people talking about Mike Patton in the chat. Shout out to Mike Patton. So many good bands. I saw people talking about Tomahawk and Mr. Bungle. I love Mr. Bungle. And he was in the news recently because I guess Faith No More is not doing anything anymore. But funny transition between Daughters and Mike Patton is that Daughters' last album was on Ipecac Records. Shout out to Mike Patton's record label. Great record label.
Yeah, I saw someone online asking when Shane is going to get Kansas Owens on the show.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see about that. You never know. She's very busy. But
yes, especially now.
I would love to have her on the show. I think it'd be great. I think she's doing interesting stuff. I tune in, I listen, I want to hear what she's saying. I think it's ridiculous how people attack her. I'd love to have her on. It'd be great. I'd love to see her on IRL. It's been a long time. Last time we had her on IRL was when everything was going down with her and Crowder, and they were here like back to back. I remember meeting both of them, Crowder, and then I think it was Crowder, then Candace, when they were doing the whole contract dispute thing and all that. I didn't really care for that debate at all. The whole thing is boring. But and then like Jeremy Boring, no pun intended, got involved. I'm not the biggest fan of that guy, but or his hair plugs. But I think Candace is great. I love to have her on the show. Drew Huntley says, shout out Sumo Dog. It's Sweeze's dog, Sumo Bear. I don't know what that means. Am I high?
Probably.
Did you pump something in this room?
Just oxygen, man. I mean, it could be all the shit coming out of the Halloween decorations. Who knows? Maybe they spiked everything in here.
Jay Grow says she's influenced by a demon. I guess that's in reference to Candace. A lot of people saying F Candace. I don't think she's possessed. You know, I really don't. I think a lot of the crazy people like Josh Hammer are possessed. You know, and I don't have to agree with everything she's saying or anything, but I support her questioning everything. And I also think she's grieving, and everyone does it differently. She's doing it in front of a lot of people, as are everyone else who is around Charlie, who are very close with him. And that's an insane thing to think about, is having to be that public while dealing with something that traumatic. I only know that on a very small scale, having known Charlie just a little bit, and, you know, dealing with that crowd here and there. It was uncomfortable to even have to go on camera to talk about it. I can't imagine those people. But I don't think people saying she's mentally ill. I don't think she is. You know, it reminds me a lot about how everyone was saying Kanye was insane when he said he liked Hitler. I didn't think he was insane. I didn't think he was insane at all. I was at
You
church
can't
with him.
blame people for thinking it, though, you know?
Yeah, well,
Some
I
of
can
the
blame
shit
people.
he does is so off the wall, and you wonder if he's just
people-
trolling or if he's actually, like, just on the verge, you
I
know?
can blame people for not getting it. Like Ben Shapiro immediately coming out and being like, he needs to be helped, he needs to be saved, and this stuff. Like, he just wanted an excuse to hate him. I think there was a lot more to it. You know, like behind the scenes, he was completely normal, and we would laugh about it. I mean, I would be like, I said, I know you're inspired by Andy Kaufman, and he'd be like, I'm Bruce Lee and Andy Kaufman, which meant like he's putting together this like martial arts and like performance art. And we were talking about things like radical redemption, trying to be Christ-like. Obviously, he's doing this thing where he's also a provocateur and pushing buttons. But he was saying, if you want to not be a victim anymore, you got to forgive the worst people. And so he would say, as controversial as it was, the Jews got to forgive Hitler. It's time to move on. You know, we don't need reparations. We can't live in the past. We're not perpetual victims. I thought that was a great thing to say. So, shout out.
All right. As you all well know, candy is a huge part of Halloween, and we have candy in the waiting room, so we're going to bring candy on the show.
Sick. Let's do it.
Candy, welcome back.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Such a good song.
I get the same feeling, you know? I don't know if it's
it's like
such a weird thing. I don't know.
Sometimes it feels like a few thousand people are watching me.
Yeah. In this case, a little over 20.
Yeah. But it's definitely my neighbors who are the CIA, and it's definitely my cat who's been implanted with listening devices. And how about you, Candy?
What's that?
I said, how about you? Who's listening in on you? You got the CIA out there?
Probably. Nobody wants to listen to me unless I talk about Area 51, so.
You just triggered all of the satellites towards you.
What's going on tonight?
Nothing much. I was kind of laughing because you guys brought up Houdini's house.
Yeah. What do you know about it?
I was born the same day as him.
Ooh, interesting.
And just over 100 years after him.
Whoa. Houdini was a pretty wild dude.
There's a lot of stuff about him that people don't even realize.
Wait. You were born, you have the same birthday, March 24th?
Yeah, I was born the same day as him, yeah.
Okay, because it's his death anniversary right now.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, he died on October 31st.
I didn't, well, it's still October 30th for me. But
Oh,
yeah,
for you,
that's
you're
for
right.
me.
I forget your Pacific time. Yeah, yep. Well, yeah, he, you know about the seance story with him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that story. So, you want to tell it? Do you know it?
I don't, right now I couldn't repeat it, but.
This is so it goes. So he wrote about it. And real quick, I just want to shout out to Cosmic Cowboy, who says Houdini is a time traveler. Perhaps.
Right.
He was deeply upset with seances, thought they were ridiculous, and wanted to break them up after.
That's right.
I might be a little wrong with the timeline here, but the short version is his mom died. He loved his mom, and someone performed a seance and brought the mother back, and like the mother spoke in a different language, and he thought the whole thing was bogus, and he just like committed himself to destroying every seance possible. Wrote a whole book debunking these things, but he hated this stuff, and it's pretty wild. That book is really interesting. Really interesting. Like he became like an investigator, a magician investigator who went traveling around to debunk all the crazy stuff they were doing, like all the hidden strings and all this stuff the seance grifters were doing.
The combination there is insane.
It's amazing. It's so good. That book is incredible. I forgot the name of the book, but it's so good. But so you're connected to Houdini.
Somehow.
Yeah, they had a lot of like weird ghost stories about Houdini and Laurel Canyon.
Oh yeah.
A lot of weird stuff, and I mean his whole story was bizarre. But
Even from childhood, like everything about him, you're just like, what?
yeah, you wonder if he's even real. Some of these people are just like their lives are so insane. Like, how is this even real? You know. But what else? Do you have anything about Houdini you want to share?
Not really. I just thought that was funny. But you also mentioned Rick Rubin.
Oh yeah, what do you think there?
For Halloween, I don't remember how long ago, but me and my husband he was Rick Rubin and I was Eminem from the movie or the video Berserk.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
It's funny.
Yeah, he's a wild looking guy. He's been
All I had to do was put a beard on my husband and it looked the same.
He's been a part of like so many major albums. It's bizarre,
yeah.
from metal to rap, country.
Yep. It's funny because the shirt that my husband wore for that costume, we put Berserk on the back, and then like on his shirt, because he was Rick Rubin, we put every like one of the bands that we liked that he did on the back of it.
Beastie Boys, Slayer,
Yep.
Metallica at some point.
Old
System
school
of a Down.
patch vest, man. I forgot about
What'd
those.
you say?
Old school jean patch vests
Oh yeah,
that just had all the metal patches. You see these guys, the cutoffs and shit, and I
the
forgot
Misfits
about those.
patch. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of spooky how he was a part of all these albums.
Right?
He's an interesting guy. You know, I listened to some of his interviews. I listened to a lot of his interviews, and I mean, he's got a very different outlook on life than I do. But I'm fascinated because he's been a part of so many albums that I really do like. It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. But yeah, I'm looking at Houdini real quick. I didn't realize he was basically a midget.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he was
guys.
really short.
He's 5'6". I'm sorry, everyone who's 5'6".
I'm taller than him.
But that is really small. Maybe that was why it was so easy for him to escape things.
Maybe, but back then,
Everyone
people
was
were a lot
small.
shorter, weren't they?
Yeah,
Especially from Europe.
True. Yeah. It's crazy. It's funny. We were talking about him earlier, and the John Mulholland connection with Houdini is so bizarre, with the CIA and like anyone who doesn't think they are literally trying to trick us all right now with illusions. You just don't know your history. It's not a conspiracy. They put the playbook right out there. You can go look up the CIA and their illusions. Some of the guys who were doing MK Ultra were working with John Mulholland. The acid was part of the illusion, and it's no joke.
No, it's not. It's actually crazy when you like get into it.
Yeah, and you unfortunately have to think about that at all times, especially at like high, like dramatic times in our society when you see the narrative literally forming in front of you. Like, oh, is this part of the illusion? Like with what Sam's saying, it might sound funny, but I know everyone watching believes it. It's all fake and gay. You know, it's ridiculous.
That's what I told my husband when I'm mad at him. Like, this is fake and gay.
Well, Candy, while we got you, we gotta ask, what's the? Is there anything happening over at Area 51?
I haven't heard anything lately.
No, nothing ramping up over there with Atlas and these this alien
They're not gonna talk
incursion
about
that
that.
should be hitting us any day now, apparently, according to some enthusiasts.
Yeah, they don't care about that. They're worried about whatever's on the ground.
Yeah, us. They want to control us with their fake stories. Awesome. Do you have anything else you want to add before we get to another caller?
I got two quick ones.
Do it.
You guys had brought up the Creech. Wasn't there a Creech incident recently? Like someone had tried to breach the gate or something?
Not that I know of. I know Tim's been referencing an older story where someone tried coming to our old studio. Unless something else happened I haven't seen.
No, Creech is out here though. It's
I was gonna say.
I was like,
out there. Yeah.
I'm like, out here? Okay.
It's at the bottom of Area 51, like outside of the like furthest gate.
I imagine it happens regularly.
Oh yeah,
But I
that's
haven't
also
heard
where
anything
They send out all the
recent.
drones too, like all those huge, massive like drones that they send all over the world that are flown by people. Like that's where they're at.
Great. Yeah, I haven't heard that story. I know someone else tried breaching the White House recently, which is a reoccurring
too.
theme. Yeah. But I haven't
stopped
seen
them,
that one.
obviously.
And then speaking of remote controlled robots, that robot we pulled up the other day, that Neo one, that small little guy, he is mostly just remote controlled.
Yeah, from what I saw, it's someone else is controlling it.
Creepy.
And there was a video of it that like he couldn't even close the dishwasher door, and everybody's like, "We're so fucked." So we got that to look forward to.
And do you have something else?
One quick story about it's kind of Halloweeny. Or a
Sweet.
couple years ago, my friends and I went on a downtown Las Vegas ghost tour.
Okay.
And the entire time, my friends were like, "You should just tell the stories because this guy sucks." I'm like, And he was like, "Do you want to tell?" I'm like, "No, go ahead, tell your version." And he'd like look at me like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Where are you from, bro?" Like, you don't even know what you're talking about.
A tourist doing a ghost tour.
Basically.
You should do your own ghost tours. Just open up. Is it legal? Do you know that?
Probably. It would be hard though, because I wouldn't want to go just downtown. I'd want to go everywhere, and
right.
Not that Vegas is huge or anything, but getting a bunch of people around a bunch of places would be kind of difficult.
That's my thing. Is I want to get to places eventually with this show, and start either interviewing, showing some of this stuff. Doing remote. Maybe I'll zoom in. On the show and tell people, hey, this is either bullshit or hey, you guys got to come see this. That's one of the biggest thing I want to do with this show is start getting to some of these places and finding out what the hell is going on there.
Yeah, I ask if it's legal because in the beautiful little city of Savannah, Georgia, it is illegal to operate your own unsanctioned ghost tour. And they hold...
Yeah, because that place is haunted as fuck.
It's really bizarre in Savannah. There's a lot of weird stuff going on down there. And I had a friend who lived right next to the house that is part of the book, the center of the book of Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, where the murder happens. And so ghost tours happen there all the time. You can sit in our friend's house and watch out the window, ghost tour after ghost tour. And they're like legal permitted ghost tours. But if, God forbid, you did your own, right to jail.
So weird.
Right to jail. Awesome. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I'm just glad that you guys did this extra long show and had two cool guests on, and you're taking our calls.
Awesome. Of course. Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
being
listening.
here.
Yep. Have a good
Happy
night.
Halloween, guys.
You too.
Happy Halloween.
I see a bunch of people mentioning MF Doom in the chat as well. MC Oldhead, I see you mentioning MF Doom and that he died on Halloween. That is true. He died on Halloween. I miss MF Doom, one of the greats, one of the absolute greats, great lyricist. The Mask was great. I was saying when Jay Electronica put out those albums recently, that he's probably the closest we have to MF Doom today. And it's too bad that he died so young. Such a bummer. Great loss.
All right, guys. We're in the last 8 to 10 minutes of the show tonight.
Let's do it.
Thanks to all of our guests. Thanks to everybody who's called in so far. We are going to get to one more caller before we call it quits for the night. I want to bring on Kyle. And to anybody else we missed, we thank you guys so much for calling in. As always, we will get to you guys when we can. I'm writing y'all down right now.
Yeah.
Kyle, if you can hear us, you are muted. Can you unmute?
Hello.
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 Hey, how are y'all?
Good.
Good. How you doing?
Good. Love the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being here. What's going on?
Oh, man, I was just going to call in. I think since it's Halloween, we're talking about scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The scariest thing to me is all this buildup that's going on. They've, terrified of 3AI Atlas. It's at perihelion, but we won't show pictures of it. We know they have pictures of it.
Yeah.
They're trying to start some kind of civil war or something over the food stamp issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like every day they're trying to spark a fire. And to me, that's scary.
I'm with you, dude.
Because when it happens, it's going to be very violent.
Yeah, I am with you. It seems like they're trying to stoke fear.
Do we think that this is just dumb luck, or that this is actually following a narrative of we have to keep introducing things to distract the public?
I think it's following a narrative. I do.
I think they're following a narrative, trying to kick something off, but they're just not being successful.
Yeah, I think people
Charlie
are over
Kirk
it.
thing was a big one, and that almost did.
Yeah, people I think are over it. The lockdowns really shifted so many people's perception of these major events.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is BS, man. We are not participating in this. I mean, obviously a lot of people did, but a large amount of people were like, we are not participating in that. And so a lot of these things aren't really throwing people over the edge like they might think they were going to. But I do think a lot of it is a narrative. I don't think that doesn't mean all of it is part of the script. I think a lot of it is like there's a small part injected, and then organically it happens, like the George Floyd riots and all that stuff. But we're not really getting that. But I mean, if they do actually turn off Snap, I do imagine there will be riots. I don't know.
It's going to be horrible.
Right?
I mean, it's going to be literally horrible. I've seen on the Little Bird, people talking about robbing people they're not going to rob the store.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to rob the people coming out of the store.
Of course, yeah.
That way, it's not the store's responsibility once you're out that door.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. If it's their parking lot, it'll be their property. Still, I think, but I don't think they'll care. It's like we've castrated the police forces. That's why now they're talking about the National Guard. But I don't know if we talked about this on IRL. Maybe it was before IRL. I was talking about this with Tim in terms of if you deploy the National Guard because of a SNAP shortage, I don't know if the National Guard will actually want to defend the state in that regards. I don't know. I could be wrong. Even though I disagree with SNAP and it's been seriously abused, I do worry about the small amount of kids who will get hurt by not having their food and the single parent households who don't abuse it. But that's unfortunately rare with SNAP. But if it goes crazy, I don't know if the National Guard will actually do what they're supposed to do. I see something happening there. I could be wrong, but it's not. It's different. It's different.
More than likely, I think if something like that happens and things go really crazy, they're going to enact the Insurrection Act.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
And that gives him that gives the president a lot of power.
Yes, it does.
Basically, total power.
Yep. Which again, I don't like.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, I really don't like that.
But
especially.
You see a car coming at you, you better move. And they're just lining up cars at us, and eventually one's going to hit us.
Yeah.
Something's going to. They're just waiting for a tipping point of some kind. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to pretend like I'm smart enough to know what it is. But they're pushing a narrative, and it's very dangerous.
I mean, do you remember how the country felt in September, even in the days leading up to Charlie's assassination? We were dealing with a Catholic school had just been shot up. Innocent children were slaughtered. And then their mayor was saying prayers don't work. And then a day or two later, we had Irina being her throat sliced open and dying. We all had to watch that on Twitter.
Yes.
And then like the next day after that video, the unblurred video went viral on Twitter, we had to watch Charlie bleed out of his throat. And everyone was on edge. And it was like we were being pummeled with this violence. And it's impressive that there weren't riots, because it seemed like everyone was on edge. And I'm not saying one side or the other was going. I don't know who was. It seemed like there's just everyone is on edge. I keep hearing it from just random people who don't even like watch politics like we do. Just people who are like listening to the radio and they're getting just a little bit off the radio stations and they're fed up and they can't afford their lives. They're worried about their jobs. And these aren't people who are on Snap either. They're not worried about that part, but they're also feeling this major sense of doom. And I do think that's by design. I think they want us in fear because they know people are easier to control. But like you were saying, I don't know if it's going to work to the extent that they think it will.
Yeah, I don't know either. Fear and anxiety, that makes you make a lot of bad decisions.
100% on a individual level and then on a societal level. And they know
both.
That. Yep. Yeah. And they know that.
Exactly. But
yeah, I mean, we call it on this show, we talk about it all the time, the doom economy, with that plus the fear porn, they pump it through our eyeballs with social media. They tweak the algorithms to make sure certain things go viral. That's what we were just talking about with Tripoli. Certain things like they hit that wave of the algorithm and you wonder why, but then when you look at listen to the whistleblowers behind the scenes at these places like Meta, that they know what they're doing. They've built the algorithm to do these certain things because it does act like a drug and they want you to be infected. They want you to buy their stuff. They want you to fear these other things. They want you to believe in whatever is hurtling towards Earth, all this stuff. And it just picks up, it snowballs, and who knows if it leads anywhere. It does certainly feel like we are coming towards the edge of some new major thing. You know, there's so much talk about nuclear warfare now. Trump just said he's going to bring nuke testing back. Everyone is just on edge. We are more divided than ever. So I'm praying that's not the case. Really don't want it to get there. But unfortunately, that is the pattern of human history. So it's like hard not to expect it to happen. All we can do is prepare as best we can. You have anything else you want to add, sir?
No, just love the show. Enjoy it. You guys are great. Have a good night. Have a happy Halloween.
Thank you.
And be safe. And don't let them drones get you.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Thank
brother.
you so much for calling in, man. We'll talk soon.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Sick, guys. We did it. It is 1 o'clock in the morning here in the panhandle of West Virginia. You guys rule. Look how many of you guys stuck around and hang out with us. We are so blessed.
It's amazing
to hang out with you guys. Thank you so very much for the kind words. Thank you for the chats. I'm sorry if I missed a bunch. I was distracted with our wonderful guests. Want to thank them so much for hanging out with us. Thank you to Drea. Thank you to Sam. Two people I've had so many great conversations with, and they're plugged in, man. You guys know it. They're seriously plugged in, and we'll have them both back for longer talks. Love to get them both here. Sam hasn't been on IRL in a while. Last time he was on IRL, that was a lot of fun. That was so much fun. We pretty much hijacked that show when Phil was hosting. Sorry, Phil. We immediately went into lizard people and the moon being fake, probably within 3 minutes. And I saw Phil. He was just like, I don't even know how to get back on track. And we were like, there is no going back on track now, Phil. This is our show now.
I don't think he really wanted to get back on track. He was definitely enjoying himself that night.
It was so much fun. And then I took Sam to Applebee's because it's the only place that's open. I get so much flack. I know. Trust me. I'm not the biggest fan of Applebee's. It's the only thing that's open over here. I'll never forget me and Sam in my car. I had not my taillights were out. I had my license plate lights were out. And I got pulled over for that. Serge is watching this happen from his car behind us. And Sam goes, they come up on Sam's side of the car with the passenger side. And the cop's like, where are you guys coming from? And Sam's like, oh, we're just two comedians coming from a show. And the cop like bends down, looks at Sam in the face and goes, say something funny then. And Sam, without even stopping, no pause, says, Joe Biden was a good president. And the cop laughed and no ticket. And we made it to Applebee's right in time. I was so impressed. It was hilarious. That cop pulled me over 6 months later because I still didn't fix those lights.
Is it a coincidence that you look like you're about to pull me over?
I just saw myself and I was like, that's terrifying. I look like a cop. And he pulled me over and he remembered that whole situation with Sam and he let me go. It's because I'm white, obviously. No, but I was like, thank you, because I can't afford those tickets. And I did get it fixed, guys. It's all fine now. But man, Sam is one of the best. And please, if you guys are around the Jersey area, we will be there in Morris Plains, New Jersey on New Year's Eve. It's going to be hilarious at the Dojo of Comedy. I love that venue. Username 193847 says Shane has a real scary costume. The scariest costume is this one right here. That's the scariest costume.
Put the glasses back
on. But guys, Secret Agent Shane says Metal Flakes. This is so much fun. So much fun. And I want to thank you all again for being here. Brandon, let them know where they can find you.
As always, you guys can find me at Brando Inverted on X and on Insta. Thank you so much to everybody for hanging out tonight. Thanks to Rumble for giving us the homepage for 3 hours. Woo! We really appreciate that. Thanks to all of our guests, Sam Tripoli, Drea de Matteo, all of our callers tonight. You guys are fantastic. We loved having you here. Let's do it again next year. I am so fucking down for that. Don't forget, we will be back next week for a whole other week of weirdness on Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. Everybody have a safe, fun, spooky-ass Halloween. And again, just thank you so much. We're so appreciative. And let's get the hell out of here. Shane.
Let's do it. Thank you guys again for being here. Y'all are the best. Hope you have a safe Halloween. Have a great time. Have a great weekend. Can't wait to be back here on Monday with you all. You know where to find us. And hope you have listen to some good music this weekend. Enjoy yourselves and watch yourselves out there because people are crazy. Thanks again to Drea. Thanks again to Sam. Have a great night. Till then, we'll see you. Bye.